Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Hey, Daddy, this is Dollar Beat.
BoxingVoice.com. No matter what nobody say, man. Spirit, can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
Dubios Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, the kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, you know, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar over. I feel like he was straight up and down, no special effects. BoxingVoice.com. How can Canelo have the biggest deal? Your deal is for $300 million, and I made $350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on an app. BoxingVoice.com. I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green print.
Dubios Productions.
BoxingVoice.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Thursday edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. Happy Thursday. Good evening to you. We got a jam-packed show from IBF champion Joseph Diaz to Terence Crawford having a change of heart, Dana White pegging Eddie Hearn as the savior of boxing, and Abel Sanchez has advice for Eddy Reynoso. A lot to talk about. Those are just a few of the topics. If you're interested, you know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Don't forget to add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation, man. Let's get this thing going.
I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Legs to the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dippy. There's no one like me. I'm from their claw. There's no one that can match.
Yeah, man, you heard it. Looks like Eddie Hearn is being looked upon as that dude again. He did it with Logan Paul and KSI. He got a call about Mike Tyson, too. I mean, is he going to be the one to make things happen first? Well, that's going to be a topic we're going to take on tonight. And where's my boy Marioski?
It's me, Mario.
What is up, fellas? What is up? Good to be back. Missed the morning show. That's right. I woke up at like 12 p.m. Got a lot of bad storms down here in Corpus, South Texas in general. So, you know what I mean? It's bright and sunny now, so we're looking good. And, yeah, man, we're going to chop all this up. Some definitely interesting things, definitely pointing towards boxing coming back. But, yeah, we'll chop it all up.
Yeah, man, somehow we keep finding ways of finding topics, you know?
Yeah.
Finding stuff to discuss.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, because it's like somehow we keep finding things to discuss, man. So even though boxing's not quite here, definitely still giving us something. But a lot of little surprises. You know, Eddie isn't in the topics today solely because of Dana White. I mean, there's a lot going on. If we think of the Teofimo, Devin Haney debacle, he's involved in that. And if we're talking Dana White, you know, he's pegging him for number one. But starting from topic number one, I read an article based on an interview done by ESPN with Terence Crawford, and it painted Crawford in a new light when it comes to this Danny Garcia fight. I'm saying he has a change of heart because now he thinks it's a good style for him, a good fight for him. And I mean, he had so much high praise for Danny, I almost thought it wasn't Bud. But yeah, look, I'll take it. I know they tried to negotiate in the past. Maybe Bud giving high praise to Danny in the media means that the offer that follows will be a suitable one, and that's what we want to hear. It doesn't leave me hope if Bud is out here saying that Danny is, does nothing for him, and he doesn't want to fight him. I would be worried. But he's saying all the opposite. And look, Danny's a good opponent for Bud if he doesn't get Earl.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like, based on the article's quotes, which I'll go through real quick. This was Terence Crawford speaking on Danny Garcia with ESPN's Cameron Wolf, and he said, Danny Garcia is a great fighter. I've been telling a lot of people about Danny Garcia ever since they've been saying that he's a cherry picker. I know he's not. Me and Danny actually fought twice. I know what strengths he presents. He can box, he can bang, he's strong, he can take a punch, he's always in shape. When you fight Danny, you always have to be on your A game. And so, that's definitely a change of heart from the things that have been said in the past when talking about negotiating this fight, the things that have come from Top Rank and specifically Bob Arum. So yeah, it seems like a change of heart. It seems like they understand what Danny Garcia brings to the table fully, because look, would it be the best choice, in the PBC stable? No. Would it be the toughest choice? Probably not. Most people think that Spence is the best fighter and that's who should be fighting. But on the road to Spence Crawford, this introduces a very, very interesting dynamic. And I think that it's a fight that is bigger than probably most have perceived it up until now.
Yeah, I like this fight. I really, really do. I think that in the midst of
in the
talking
PBC
about
stable, no.
Hello.
Yeah, I heard that, but that's cool.
Yeah,
that was a double Mario. What's up with that? Nah, that was me.
I know.
I went to my YouTube feed.
I was trying to shinobi you.
Shling! Nah, but I love this fight because in the midst of us talking about this marquee name in Crawford's resume, we concentrated so much on Porter, but Danny Garcia is a perfect matchup for him. And even though Danny is like the mandatory, right, for Earl,
yes,
I think that the fight could still happen. I know that Earl has his eyes sight on Pacquiao and those type of big fights. Why not, man? Crawford, Danny at the Barclay, you know what I mean? But again, COVID just comes crashing down all the time on all the happiness. So I don't know how or when this would happen.
Well, here's the thing. I do believe that it's I don't know. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ness. I'll let you go before me.
No, I was just going to say outside of COVID, I just don't see Danny taking the fight because it's 2 belts on the line. So either route he goes is tough, but one, there's more reward. So, I just don't see him going down the Crawford Avenue when the Earl Spence Avenue has pay-per-view, 2 titles, in-house negotiations. It's cool that Crawford is now doing this, so hopefully it sets the stage for the future, but I don't think this gets Danny,
interested.
Yeah. He's focused, and I hear he's been training, so I don't know.
Listen, I'll put it this way, and this is pretty much what you said in a nutshell. Crawford needs Danny more than Danny needs Crawford right now. And that's true in a lot of ways. One way specifically for me, I love that Danny's the one guy or one of the guys from that stable that we talk about Bud fighting that Earl hasn't. We're so quick to see the comparisons and get these guys in, but nobody wants to see the Brook fight. That would give them a shared fighter on the resume between Bud and Spence. But Danny offers a completely different look and something that, we get fresh. And that's something that definitely intrigues me more than anything. If you don't see the stylistic problems that a Danny Garcia can bring to the table, then you don't understand how competitive it is. And if you don't know Danny Garcia's entire lineage and his legacy based on 140 to 147, then you don't understand how commercially interesting he is. So he's a very viable option. It's just that he's not the only option for Danny.
Commercially was a big word right there. That's exactly what he brings to the table. Like his popularity is huge. Danny Garcia brings a lot of attention.
Yes.
He got a hell of a lot of fans. But then again, that's just kind of like, basically shut that down because like he is getting so much more with an Earl Spence fight. But Ness, let me tell you this, like in the event that Earl just manages to get this super fight with Manny Pacquiao, could the mandatory be set aside and maybe Danny and Crawford could happen because of it?
If Earl gets Manny Pacquiao?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Unification's Trump, so Mauricio would make the mandatory wait because of the unification. And but Danny would still wait. Think about it.
That's what I was going to say.
He's still mandatory, so that means that he gets the next fight. WBC still the most prestigious, which means Pacquiao would have to defend. And if you're Pacquiao, you're dying to fight Danny as your mandatory. I'm telling you, Crawford's on the outside, bro. He's on the outside, But I want to interject a side topic from the Patreons. David Maldonado says, let's talk about a choice. You have 2 mega cards in New York City, and you can only attend one. And only see one. And only one. On one card in Madison Square Garden, hosted by Top Rank in the main event being Terence Crawford, who we're speaking of, versus Manny Pacquiao, who we're speaking of. Co-feature. Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez. Opener. Shakur Stevens versus Gary Russell. But across the river in Brooklyn, Barclays Center, PBC have a card and a main event all of their own. Earl Spence versus Danny Garcia, who we're speaking of. Co-feature, David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. And then the opener, Tank, Gervonta Davis, bring him from the DMV area up that I-95 versus Dominicans. I should have said not Dominicans, but Dominican Republic's own Javier Fortuna. What card are you going to?
Damn, that's a tough one. That was a good one, man. Yo, shout out to my mans for that one, bro. He made it real
threw
sweet.
that Plant fight in there, I was like, that was a crusher.
I automatically had to trumpet a little bit because they're heavier, and I went with that, rule. But I go to the PBC fight, and look, and then my homie, my paisan is on the other side.
Yo, listen, I'm picking the top rank card. I'm picking the top rank card. I got to, even though Plant Benavidez is probably the second fight that I want to see the most on that card. Teofimo and Loma's the fight that I want to see the most on that card. And between the main events, I don't know. I feel like Crawford and Pac have some unfinished business, and not really. I wouldn't hold them not fighting each other against either one, but I just feel like it's definitely a big time fight. But those 2 fights alone, worth the price of admission, especially I think in New York too.
Yeah, I wanted to throw that in there because we're talking about all those fighters and he added a few more. I think for me, the better card is the Top Rank card. Unfortunately, I could be wrong about who I would be picking in these cards, but I feel like Danny would lose. And then you're stuck with just Benavidez Plant because I don't really, Javier Fortuna, he'll give Tank a tough test because he's a bigger man and been a bigger man, but he's so wild that I don't know how good that fight is. Gary versus Shakur. That's like he cheated. He cheated on the Top Rank side. Gary versus Shakur is his own main event. Teofimo versus Loma is his own main event, and then Bud finally gets the Pacquiao fight. Like it's Top Rank.
Yeah, it would have been better. It would have been a little more fair if you would have said I think Tank and Leo maybe.
I still wouldn't go if it was Leo, because again, you assume Danny's losing, you assume Leo's losing.
There's only one pick'em fight.
I looked at it as very competitive, because Earl likes to come forward, Danny likes to stay in the pocket. It'd be some hell of a good trading, and it keeps it like. I mean, I'm not knocking Pacquiao. I seen what he did to Keith Thurman, obviously, but he's on his way out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm expecting Crawford to win. You know what I'm saying? I'm expecting Crawford to win on that one. So, and then my man Teo. He gonna KO Loma before before the 7th or the 8th.
Damn.
And yeah, I just like Benavidez, the young guys. They're in that crossroads of becoming a superstar.
Yo, let me ask the two East Coast guys though. What event is the loudest the whole night between those two? With those 6 guys, what makes them what's the loudest event between those two?
Wow.
It's the top rank one. Manny Pacquiao
gotta be, right?
is there.
Yeah.
He brings a hell of a crowd.
Because they don't really even have an East Coast guy, a true East Coast guy on the PBC side. Yeah.
No. I mean, Earl got some family in New York. If that
No. And I definitely know that, the East Coast would love any of those fights, but I'm just saying I think that the loudest event would be the top rank one for sure.
Yeah, they're going to have that thing packed. Pacquiao's never fought in New York. It'll be so many Filipinos. I mean, hands down, it was a better card going to the top rank route. But, all right, where are we with this? We're still Crawford. Danny, we can move on, really, because I don't think much is going to come from that. But what's next on the docket here? We got
Dana White.
Go for it.
Oh, okay, my bad. Sorry, the stupid little dog's barking. Dana White says Eddie Hearn is the man to lead boxing after critiquing both De La Hoya and Espinoza. And this, was from some statements that Dana White made. Now, this obviously goes back to, we all know Dana White and De La Hoya's, feud stems from De La Hoya getting to the UFC, to the MMA business. And they've had words before that too. But that's really what sent their relationship into a topple. And recently, Dana White and Espinoza had gotten into it based off of what they're calling the disparagement clause inside the UFC fighters' contracts, where Espinoza was suggesting that their fighters don't have the right to critique the testing or, really say anything bad about the UFC when it comes to, the virus. And so, Dana White came out and he said, I've been diving headfirst into the whole boxing thing for the last 2 years, going through all the, the problems. And they had big problems before the pandemic. They even have bigger problems now. He continued saying, the thing is just so fragmented. Nobody wants to work together. When this pandemic is all over, the strongest will survive in this thing. And I don't know who it's going to be. Now, he did later offer, Eddie Hearn as a, person he believes in. And he said, Al Heyman is a brilliant guy. I like Al a lot. He's brilliant. But the guy who, to me, is in a position of serious strength right now is Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn has some of the top guys in the world putting on these big heavyweight fights. And I think Eddie Hearn's doing it right. And I think when Eddie Hearn puts on a fight, Eddie Hearn actually makes money. A lot of these guys aren't making money. So very, very strong words. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is Eddie the future? Is Dana just picking sour grapes?
I think Dana's just trying to get in where he fits in, bro. To be honest with you, he just said the other day that Bob Arum's broke. Like, who the hell believes that? And to say that is all that does is ruin your credibility. So it's like, I don't really believe Dana. I have to be very selective about what I choose to believe when it's coming out of Dana's mouth.
Yeah, that back and forth bickering, I'm not really too I don't play in too much into it. I mean, it sounded crazy when he said it, you know what I'm saying? It makes you think like, wait, is it true? Is that why events are not happening and stuff like that? But Bob's been in the game for a while, man. He's made a lot of money. He's had the greatest fights throughout boxing, a lot of them. So I don't believe none of that. Pretty much, I think it's just a spat they got. Because Aram always looked at MMA and in a dark way. Human cockfighting and all that other stuff. So yeah, I think it's just back and forth bickering. I don't believe it. Do I believe that Eddie Hearn is the future? I mean, he's always taking the lead in this new age stuff, quote unquote. So I wouldn't be against him or in him saying that.
I think Dana White likes Eddie Hearn and the way that he presents himself. If it's hard to really remember a time where there was a UFC without Dana White. So if you can remember Dana White being this vocal guy coming out and shaking things up, before MMA was like in this closet where it was like this taboo thing, but he didn't believe in that. And he said, no, this is bigger than y'all think. And he came out and made it mainstream, and he was not afraid to mince words. You see that a lot in Eddie. Eddie is flashy. Eddie does speak, his mind, and he does say thought-provoking stuff. So I think that more than anything, Dana sees himself in there. I think there are some parallels where he's comfortable making those terms. Also, as far as I know, Eddie's never really said anything bad about him and has never critiqued the UFC like that. He's always given them their just due. But is he the future? I think he is. He's young. He's a young guy, and he's got great ideas, and he's done a lot of good things. The thing is do I think he's going to lead boxing? I don't know about that, because I think that there's a crop of young guys at Top Rank. There's some young minds at Golden Boy. Like they're going to evolve with the times. Everybody looks at Top Rank and they think Bob Arum first, and that's not necessarily the truth. But it's definitely something that there is some truth in it. Eddie will be there. He will be there years from now, and he'll be definitely producing the big fights.
Yeah, I mean, again, man, Dana, what does Dana know? Right? Like, what inside information does he really know?
I mean, they're in those circles, I guess, of combat elitism. I don't know what you want to call it. So I'm pretty sure that they know stuff that we might not be privy to. But I mean, saying somebody's broke is like it's a stretch,
Well, and not just broke, but that they don't make money doing fights. Like, I mean, do I think every fight has a return on it? Do I think every fight is a success? No, of course not. And I'm sure every promoter takes losses, here and there. And I'm sure that other events don't always live up to, the demand financially speaking. You know what I mean? Like, we might demand a fight more than it actually will produce. And I think that's a reason why, you don't see Spence and Crawford yet. There's a reason why you don't see some of the best fights in the world right away, is because they know that, they can milk them and make more. So ultimately, I think that, it's hard for the UFC to critique anything as far as events. They're a monopoly, essentially. The best fighters, for the most part, are under the UFC banner. And there's Bellator and there's others, but it's not like boxing. So, what insights could he have? I don't know. I can't imagine a lot. I can't imagine him having real insights from people who aren't already saying bad things about, promoters like Bob or Oscar, whoever, simply put, White's not hanging out with guys that are like best friends with, Bob Arum and Oscar De La Hoya. These aren't the guys that want to see them succeed in general. So,
it's funny. Luckily, I record every show that we do, but YouTube is down entirely.
Yeah, bro. I'm the video is unavailable.
No, but it's not the video. It's YouTube.com.
It crashed?
Yeah, that shit never happened.
Yep. It sure did.
Bro, I'm over here like, why is my chat not working?
Bro, something is up. YouTube, they might have been hacked. They've never. This is unscheduled maintenance too. This means they were hacked. Their servers are down, something. Because, when they're going to work on a site of this magnitude, they send you internal messages and say, hey, maintenance from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. You know what I mean? Like, Dude, the whole site is down.
So live, you can't see anything live?
Brother, oh my God, you better stop smoking weed.
I'm watching
is down.
Tevin Farmer right now
on YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah.
I don't got nothing on my feed. You
Yo,
sure?
I went to YouTube.com and it's literally blank. Yeah. The only thing they're showing are people's posts, like written posts.
Doomy's lying over there.
Bro, can I share screen with you?
Look, it says, sorry, there's temporarily an issue loading your subscriptions.
I'm watching the
Look, I got no
Farmer
videos in my history. I can see my mentions, people that hit me. Let me see if I could get into a video someone tagged me in.
Yo, 2 minutes ago, Danny the YouTube guy, he just posted, wow, I posted my first video during quarantine and it can't upload. And then this one says YouTube is down in response.
Yo, so it's probably because I was already watching this that it held on.
Nah. Look, I was able to find a video from DAZN.
Yeah, that's what I'm on. It's a DAZN video.
And it worked, but I got it from within my mentions. I got it from so I guess something is, like I said, something is wrong because some of the functions are there, but I mean, like I said, luckily we record, so we'll keep doing our thing and
if you search The Boxing Voice, you can go to our page and click on the video that's live now. Yeah, so you have to actually search what you're looking for and it'll show. But yeah, the main page looks like it's down and there are people reporting that they're not able to upload.
Oh yeah, I see it right there. It says live. You're right. Let me see if it's going to have a chat though.
Nope, and now it just went dark.
Yo, but look, it's actually live. Like when I opened it and played it, it just said what you said when you search The Boxing Voice. So it's still working, but there's an issue.
Yeah. Try refreshing it now.
The chat doesn't work, but it
doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Like I'm not, like I said, we're recording. We could upload it. It still says we're live on this side. So whenever they get their stuff together, it'll probably show up live there. But if it doesn't upload, I have the master file. So we could just.
My man knows what he's doing.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Chill. That's actually, y'all know how long you've been doing this?
That's actually how I've been uploading the MP3 to Patreon quicker than I used to ever do it because I never used that feature to record. I just feel like, oh my God, so much space I'm using. But, I told you I was going to get a new computer so we won't keep crashing. And this baby came with like 2 terabytes of hard drive. So I'm like, fuck it.
Damn.
Yeah, we got the big boy here. But what's the next on the docket? Oh, look at B. Paulie.
What?
Nah, B. Paulie just called in.
Oh, got you. Oh, my bad. Block Talk is obviously still working, right?
So
everything is working.
Are we going towards Espinoza getting trashed by Dana, or we're gonna move to Sanchez?
Damn, Super Max said it's not letting you super chat. If you can't super chat, you better cash at. Nah, but what up? Yeah, we moving to the next one. What we got next is Abel Sanchez with advice for Eddy Reynoso. But is it really advice? I don't know. I don't even know that he is in a position to offer advice to Reynoso, who is doing extremely well within his camp. And, the only connection to Reynoso and Abel is that Canelo beat Abel's fighter at the time, and that he used to train Andy. But I don't think Eddie needs to hear from Abel that Andy needs to do X, Y, Z in order to be good. Because if it was that simple, why didn't you get it done?
Yeah, but at the same time, you got to understand, like, it's not just Eddie, it's Manny. You're not gonna take away from a coach's advice to another coach either, like that easy, because it's not a form of disrespect. It's just giving them the heads up, like, this is the stuff the kid was lacking in. You know what I mean? This is the stuff that was observed and seen and noticed to mess with this guy's camp. So I think it's just him, just trying to throw that out there. But I mean, Eddy Reynoso, he has his own way, his seriousness in the camp. I feel like we talked about this a lot. Andy's gonna fit right in.
Yeah, he said, and this is I'm sorry. This is about
Abel?
Eddy Reynoso from Sanchez, and he said Eddy Reynoso must keep him, referring to Ruiz, in the gym, make him work, and get rid of the baggage around him, the people that surround him, and allow him to do the things that he must not do. And he must listen. Eddie's a heck of a coach and one of the best in the boxing right now. So it's like, do I think that he's offering his genuine opinion and trying to be helpful? I guess in his way. But do I really think this is helpful? No, I don't. I think at this point, Eddie's learned what he's learned. He knows what the issues were. He's read enough press. He's come on this show and we've told him to his face, what things have been said about Andy and what the issues are. So all this does is just put it back out there. All it does is, in my opinion, work towards tainting the relationship before it even begins. When you have all these people out here offering you different reasons and excuses as to why Andy might not work with particular trainers, all you're doing is, helping to set it up for failure before it ever begins. And for one of them to walk in, I'm saying Reynoso or Ruiz, to walk into that gym day one and have a predetermined idea about the other, that's a recipe for disaster. Other than respect, other than appreciation, anything else it's just going to work to sabotage the relationship.
And they pretty much, they reached out to Eddie, They reached out to Eddie. So, the lawyer reached back and they met up. And
They who?
Andy Ruiz and his father reached out to Eddie. So, they reached out to him. So it's not like he was, offering himself. They obviously saw something good in being in that camp. So I'm pretty sure he's going to take full advantage of it.
No, definitely. I just think there were like certain key words in there. He said, I'm not there to babysit, and just certain words that I don't think were really helpful. But again, I'm not saying that Abel Sanchez is trying to sabotage anybody. I'm not saying that in his mind, he doesn't think that this is helpful. I'm just saying in reality, I don't think that conducting the interview in this way, or even really even talking about it, period, at this point is helpful for anybody. Yeah, you're right. And they asked him these questions, he can respond all he wants. I understand that. I just think that, entering their first camp, entering them, starting to work together, there just has to be a clean slate. There has to be some trust in Andy from Reynoso before it ever begins. Everybody keeps talking about how strict they need to be and they need to lock him down. They need to do this. They need to do that. No, they cannot handle him completely with kid gloves on, because the first moment that they give him any room, he's going to fall off. That's they talk about like fad diets. That's the way fad diets are. They work when you're so strict, but nobody can remain that strict. And that's the exact same thing. You can coach like that for an extent, but at some point you have to, give the, let the reins go. At some point you have to let him out the cage and let him do his own thing. There are going to be times in your life where you're not going to be able to just sit there and make sure that Andy's doing the right thing, or any fighter. So, they're going to have trust. And this kind of stuff doesn't lead towards trust.
And I'm pretty sure they were frustrated, Manny and Sanchez. It's frustrating. We can't get, especially when you got a guy with talent, a lot of talent. It's frustrating to a coach, you know what I'm saying? Not being able to get him to get to places, the gym, AKA, and doing certain things. So I could understand where he might come off as like kind of his frustration in those things he said, maybe. But I think genuinely he's just, telling it how it is. I mean, Andy's the one that pretty much did what he did, and they're not lying. You know what I mean? So you could take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, man, I'm optimistic. The same way I believe Broner can do better and be better. I want to believe, this is what I'm telling myself, that Andy has vergüenza, that he has shame, and he will be embarrassed if he doesn't train to the level of the rest of his team. And by team, I mean the stable in which, is going to be around him. I feel that he will feel shamed, for Canelo to know that he's a half-ass boxer. Like, bro, I don't know. It's just like, like, whoa. Oh, you don't take it serious? Like, oh, those rumors are true? I want to believe that will affect Andy in some way and make him do what's right.
Do you think, though, that if it were that simple, and not that that's simple, because it's not easy to get into a world-class gym like that, but don't you think that he's reached a height where he already knows those feelings? Like, he already knows what he's supposed to do to a degree. I mean, what do you really think, and I'm genuinely asking, what do you really think that Canelo has achieved in terms of success that Andy Ruiz hasn't already had at least a taste of?
No, look, Andy's had a taste, but he ain't got Canelo money. And he ain't got Canelo money. He ain't got Canelo's life. They could both pull up in Lamborghinis. Somebody's costs more. Somebody's is a one-off.
Chad is back.
Yeah, Chad is back on my end, guys.
So, I don't know, man. I'm just being optimistic. I always put myself in them shoes. I'm hungry. So I wouldn't be slacking. I would hope Andy is going to, I don't even know what it would be like to train alongside Canelo, but I bet you I won't be slacking.
They all look like they got missions in that camp. Like, you can't.
Everybody's a champ. They got goals. It's like you're saying. You're right, bro. Like, he will be the odd man out. Nobody's
you're in a platoon.
Nobody's sitting
like
on the apron. You know what I'm saying? He will be the one sitting on the apron. Like, he's gonna notice it. He's gonna see the difference in elite and not elite. See, with Manny, who was greater than him? Charles Martin, a former champ. So maybe he looked at Martin like, okay, you used to be a champ, but you got knocked out by AJ. Who else? Gerald Washington, maybe once in a blue was in there. Like, who was Andy was the dog. He was the top dog. Even before the win, he was the top dog. That was Manny. Manny was with Andy before he was with Charles. So
I just go back to the second fight with Joshua, and I think that if you reach that height, it either makes you hungrier to go past it or it leaves you satisfied. I don't know if either's true for Andy necessarily, and that's what we're waiting to find out. If he continues down a downward spiral and he's not ready for these fights, then we know that taste of success really was enough for him. Like, he was good. People say when you make it, you lose that hunger, you lose that intensity. But I also think, too, that it's about the people around him, too. You know what I mean?
Mario.
So I think you're right. Canelo's definitely better, not entourage, but he's definitely better support group than whatever Andy had, during that time.
Think about what you just said. And if that were true, why waste all this money, right? Like,
no, you're right. You're right.
You're saying, he got a taste and he probably won't work out or whatever, but it's like, so then why hire a trainer that's going to take a bigger cut of your purse? Why not take the Dillian White fight without an in-between, without a trainer? Because if you don't care, if you got the taste of the life, like, I don't know your exact words that you just said, but you made it seem like, he's been there, done that, so he don't really care. And it's like,
exactly.
Well, why you spending money? You might as well cash
that's where my
yourself out.
optimism comes from.
No,
though.
I
That's
hear
what I'm
you.
trying to say. That's where my optimism comes from. Like, but it could still be that factor. You know what I mean? But I'm optimistic that it's not. And that's why I think that you are right to a degree. We can't know these things until we know these things. But separating the good from the bad. I think that's essentially what it comes down to. And he's in a situation where he's going to be around not good in terms of like good and bad, but like good in terms of doing right versus doing wrong.
If he does the right thing, man, I think that he has
Sky's the limit.
The ability to be. I've always from the beginning. I looked at Andy as like a Mexican Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Fast.
Whoa, high praise.
No, let me tell you. This is how I looked at my boy. It's like, I never seen a kid his weight, his body type with hands like that and power. I mean, he has power, like thudding power. You know what I'm saying? And
I don't know, man. We got to see him in another fight, bro. He didn't thud.
He thudded AJ's head pretty good when
not Joseph Parker though at all. Like he was 12 rounds with him and nothing.
Some guys are a little more durable, and that's facts. Some guys are just a little more durable. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson sometimes, he went distances with fighters. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody gets knocked out, but what I'm trying to say is that he was, to me, gonna become that type of guy. You know what I'm saying? With the right footing, with the right discipline, and when that happened with AJ, he had it. And I think that he can get it back. And I see him coming out of Reynoso's camp. I see him like that. A Mexican Mike Tyson, fast, hitting to the body, being able to take on these tall guys. Like Andy don't really got too much wiggle room to be playing around. Like there's some guys out there still that are hungry, that want the titles just as much as he does, that punch pretty good. Dylan White being one of them. So I don't see him slacking at all. And the vergüenza, like you said, all the shame and all that craziness, like it's got to play into this whole super things.
Yeah, no, I think that goes into the point that I'm ultimately trying to make, in that I don't understand what happened with Andy in the second fight. And I'm trying to look for excuses that make sense. You know what I'm saying? So
they said do me on drugs to say that.
Yo, his name is Alex.
Yo, hilarious, man. I mean, look, man, I just want boxing to come back because I feel like I had something to do with Andy going over to Eddie. Like I didn't pray on it, obviously, but we talked about it so much that the boxing gods heard us, man. Like, he needed that move. I just hope he doesn't abuse the opportunity that he has, man. You see those guys that they go over there to Bomac, they all doing good, Everyone that's gone to Reynoso has been doing good. I don't want Andy to come over there and mess that up. I wanted him to get this opportunity, and he's gotten it. I just hope it works out.
Yeah, it would definitely do a lot for Eddy Reynoso's lineage. I mean, it would look like he solved the riddle of how to, transform Andy from all the raw potential that he has into a well-crafted champion. And the fact that, look, is it true that, one fighter and trainer might not work the way that you would with another set of fighter and trainer? Of course, you know what I mean? Of course. I don't think that it speaks to any prior trainer's inability or their lack of, talent. I think all it does is show that Reynoso works at a higher level, if he were to accomplish something like this.
Tall task, though, man.
It is.
Tall task, because at least Manny has the unification. Manny took him there. And he doesn't get the blame for Andy showing up overweight. That's why they parted. He put Ruiz out there. So now Reynoso will get the blame because he's the comeback coach. This coach is supposed to make the adjustments. You know what I mean? Before the second AJ fight, we didn't know Andy was slacking like this. He made it seem like Abel didn't have time for him, and Abel didn't train him, and he sent him to that Joseph Parker fight without training, and that's why he left. Now Abel's saying XYZ. Now Manny's saying XYZ. So now Ruiz has this stigma of an overeater, an underachiever in the gym. So let's see if he changes it, man. But what else do we got here? Moving on to Joe Joyce, or we still not done?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Well, Joyce.
The juggernaut.
So I'll present the question as is. Joe Joyce has recently stated that he's open to having an interim bout, a stay busy type of fight before Dubois. And I'm wondering, is it smart for him to wait for the big fight? And not just him, but others? Or should fighters start coming to the realization or start coming to the idea that a stay busy opponent during fanless shows is the smart thing to do? Because we've had a lot of guys say that they don't want to fight without the fans, and they don't want to take pay cuts. And that's happening across the board, from MLB to boxing to, NBA, everywhere. So, would it be smarter for these guys to get whatever kind of check they can get, specifically these guys that are lined up for big fights?
Absolutely, man. But I'll say this. I think things are changing, man. And, I'm on social media every day, multiple hours a day, and I'm seeing fighters, come out saying like, damn, it's going to be tough, but, I got to bring boxing back. If I got, we need boxing back, so, we're going to fight without crowds. Or
Charlo was one of them.
Exactly. If it got to be without a crowd, then we got to do what we got to do to bring boxing back. So I think everybody's getting a phone call. I think we back, guys. I think June, we're back cooking. Now, obviously, we can't attend, but we get fights. I think June is going to be the beginning of that snowball going down the hill, and it'll just get bigger. By December, I expect a big fight. I really do. I really do.
I'll be honest with you. I think we're going to get a big fight before that. I think what's going to end up happening is that, look, we have rumors that Showtime is going to be coming back in June. We have rumors of PBC fighters already getting calls telling them to be ready. Top Rank will officially at some point, announce the 3 cards that they're going to put on in June. These are going to be 5-fight cards. I think this is going to happen for a while. And these fighters that don't want to participate are going to see the amount of love and the amount of attention that guys fighting on, during a time where we're not getting really anything, to see them get that attention, to see them get that notoriety. I think at some point they're going to say, you know what, I got to do it. Fights like Teofimo, Lopez, and Lomachenko, maybe not. I don't think that they take interim fights. I think at some point that's probably a fight that we may get before that December time date. I think because it was so ready, because they were so ready to put it on, whatever they can do, they're going to do. Even if it's a limited crowd, even if it's, whatever, even if they do a pay-per-view type thing like the UFC, at some point they're going to do it. And I expect fights before then. But June is really, Nessie said it the best. That's the hotspot date. That looks like the date where we're going to get multiple fights. And, how good or bad are they going to be? I don't know. We're going to wait and see. But we're going to see some pretty big names, because some pretty big names have already come out and said just that. But as far as Joe Joyce and Daniel Dubois, I think it would be smart for these two guys to get in fights before. They don't have a ton of pro experience between the two. And this is a huge fight. Neither one of them want to risk coming in not at their best. And in order for you to be at your best, it's not just the training. It's not just the sparring. There is a difference between sparring and fighting on fight night. It's a huge difference. Sparring, you throw in rounds here and there. With a fight, it's this ultimate buildup. It's this ultimate test of nerves. And, you got to fight under those pressures. And even a guy who's not highly ranked or somebody would consider a step up or a tune-up fight, even that's going to give you something to a certain degree. So, and by the way, whenever you're ready, that, Jermall Charlo is in the notes where he said, it's going to be difficult fighting without friends and family, but, he's ready to do it. So you're absolutely right. It's all trending.
Got to do what you got to do right now, man. Everybody's starting to realize that adaptation is key in all this until everything goes back to normal.
Well,
Joyce,
it's either that or don't get paid, right? It's either that or don't get paid, because we also see like quotes with guys like Bob Arum, who I do not believe is broke, saying, no one's indispensable. So it's like, you better shape up or ship out.
Some of the top guys, too, are probably going to be willing to take a fight. Like, hey, if I could fight some, guy that I know I'm going to take care of pretty fairly easy.
You heard Thurman. Yo, I want to check. They're gonna ask for. They don't care about the fight. They're gonna take it. If it's a Rod Salka, oh well, they just want to check.
So there's gonna be a couple of guys that are gonna be like the what's the right word? The first guys to do it.
Guinea pigs.
That's I didn't want to say
a little harsh, right? Yeah.
Yeah, or the Trailblazers. You know what I'm saying?
Trailblazers. That's a better way to put it. Yeah.
The Trailblazers.
Shout out to Jordan Baker. He is a pound for pound. He's asking if y'all heard about Showtime and Bellator wanting to put on mixed boxing and MMA card on, and would y'all watch it? But I did see that they're doing something with Strikeforce again. Mario, do you know anything about that? Word is born. Word is born.
No way.
Bellator and Strikeforce?
No, Showtime and Strikeforce.
Oh, Showtime.
Bringing it back. That would be awesome.
I don't know
used to
what
love
they
Strikeforce.
doing. I don't know if it's fights, but the word Strikeforce is back. It's totally
man's name, Coakley, the president.
Yeah, well, he's with Bellator now. Well, actually, I don't know if he is still with Bellator. I think he's gone, but he was with Bellator for sure. They had scooped him
I
up.
wouldn't mind that. Jordan, if I could get me some boxing mixed in with a little ass kick in here and a choke here and choke there, I don't mind that. I used to like MMA, so I feel a little different about it. I don't know about Ness or.
I always thought that's what Dana was gonna bring to a network. Like, look, we're gonna give you boxing and MMA on one card, and he's taking forever. I mean, if anyone can facilitate that, is him.
Yeah, definitely. Do y'all remember when Roy Jones put on that mixed MMA boxing pay-per-view card? I think he headlined it. Nope. And it was an MMA boxing card. It was a pay-per-view. And it was one of the first major hybrid events is what they were calling them, hybrid events. And at the time it was pretty awful. I'm not going to lie. It was really, really bad. I think that it was just really clunky. They just didn't, the fighters weren't really all that great that they used. It just wasn't a really great expression of MMA, and the boxing wasn't top notch. So now I think that the whole boxing MMA debate has gotten to a place where most people understand that if you're going to debate boxing MMA, then you might as well, debate volleyball and basketball or croquet cricket and baseball. Like, they might look the same. There might be a guy getting punched in both, but they're completely 100% different sports. And if you haven't realized that by now, then you're either 14 years old or, just not a competent enough fan to understand that they're two different sports and there's no reason to debate them. So now I think that they could do it, and I would be pretty interested in seeing, who they were able to, get to do it.
It's a hybrid sport, right? But how do they do the rink change, or does the boxing happen in a cage?
So with the Roy Jones event, if I remember correctly, they just used a ring. But I do remember one happening in Texas where they had a cage and a ring set up, but they never did it again because there was 40 fans able to attend. It took up a way too big a room.
But didn't Overeem used to fight
Overeem.
Who? Overeem?
Yeah,
Alistair Overeem.
Yeah, didn't he used to fight in a ring? But it was MMA?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, in Pride. It was
so
Pride
there you
MMA.
Go. So take it back to the Pride days and, I mean, if they really want entertainment, they just need to let them both go. Like, if you a boxer, you box, and if you an MMA dude, and you go at it. But they got to have some rules. Maybe no shooting, right? No shooting to the legs. But, you know what I mean? Like the boxer versus the MMA dude, that'll probably sell.
Do y'all remember the first UFC where that one fighter wore a boxing glove on one hand and didn't wear anything on the other hand? Like, what?
He had one glove and one bare fist.
Real quick, I got a super chat. I got a super chat real quick. They asked me to read it. We let it slide by. Andy shows all Tyson. What? Andy shows all. Tyson would be fine in this era? I don't know.
Oh, he's saying that if Andy could beat a Joshua, then a Tyson in this era would have destroyed everybody? Is that what he's saying?
I guess if
Andy shows.
Oh, that's
I guess he meant to put showed with it, past tense, not shows.
Showed all that.
Yeah, like
Tyson
Andy
would
showed
be fine
all
in this era. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'd go as far as saying that Andy Ruiz is the reason why I believe, that Mike Tyson would be, fine in this era. But I don't know. You got to think about it too. These guys are much bigger. I mean, not much bigger, I guess. Lennox Lewis is a pretty big dude. There were some pretty big heavyweights during that era, but I don't know. I don't necessarily think that just because Andy Ruiz has been successful, which I don't know if that's what he's saying too, because I don't know for sure if that's the point. But
I mean, I think what he was trying to say is that if Andy, being the shorter man and all that, has been successful with these guys, the likes of AJ and everything else, Tyson would be fine. I agree. I mean, Tyson was compact, little muscle, man, like a little pit bull.
Yo, Doomy totally interpreted that so that he would be on his Andy Ruiz and Tyson team. Nah, I'm bullshit. No. Honestly, though, I get that. I get where you're coming from with that statement. To be honest, I think that it was really probably just a shot trying to say like there's a difference between Andy Ruiz and Tyson.
Hey, so Floyd wears 8 ounce or 10 ounce? Like 47 is 8 ounce, right? Or 10 ounce? 10 ounce?
I'm pretty sure it's 10. I'm like,
so then 54,
85% sure.
And then 54 wears what? 12? Nah, y'all wrong. It's 8 and 10. I think welterweights wear 8 ounces, right? Am I wrong about that? The point I'm trying to make, not the point, but the question I have is, back to my MMA versus boxing.
Yeah, welterweight is 8 ounces.
Okay. Yep. And MMA's is 4 ounce, right?
Yeah, 4 ounce gloves.
So we got to make them an 8 ounce MMA glove where they still have the inside somehow. It's got to weigh 8 ounces.
I've seen MMA boxing glove. I mean, heavy bag gloves like that. And Pride used to wear. They definitely weren't 8 ounces, but they were bigger.
Yeah, the flap.
So that's what I'm saying. Flap, so the boxer will wear his 8 ounces. Right? I know it's 47 and under, but because it's MMA and we want it brutal, everybody wears 8 ounces, right? And the MMA guy wears his 8 ounces. Someone in the chat said it never works because of the rules. It depends who the rules favor. I say eliminate the all the jiu-jitsu and all the stuff.
No ground game.
All the stuff that makes it real,
Yo, what about
I don't want to say any offensive words, but it doesn't make it right for some of us.
So kicking, no kicking.
Kicking. What about kicking?
Look,
I kick you.
Look, I'm a blood sport dude.
Yo, I kick you in that thigh, it's over.
I'm a blood sport dude, so I guess because kickboxers, the legs are there. I don't know. I mean, don't leave all the rules to me. What rules do you think? How could we make them both work?
I don't think it could work, but I think if you were going to make it work, then I think that you could shoot. But
they
I don't
saying
think
just
that you
striking,
should be able
just
to.
striking.
Check it.
Just striking.
A long time ago.
Elbows, knees, all of that.
A long time ago, Ness, we talked about this. I don't know if you remember. I was trying to come up with like a hybrid boxing sport, but pretty much like not the Queensberry rules, but like going back to the old school where you could headlock, trip, the old school rules of boxing. I forgot what the other set of rules is, but it's pretty much a little MMA-ish. You could trip your guy, you could hit him with an elbow if you're coming in with a hook and stuff like that. It was different. It was a little more brutal. I mean, something like that, it would still be boxing. I don't think there was kicking though. See that whole kicking. Maybe you could like toss the guy over with a headlock or something. You know what I'm saying? But like as far as like kicking and stuff like that, the boxing guy is not gonna have the advantage.
Nah, zero.
Once he gets kicked, bro, you don't understand, bro. Getting kicked sucks.
Bro, all any MMA fighter would have to do against a boxer in a striking only contest is kick the shiznet out of his leg, out of the boxer's leg. That's it. That's the only thing that if you want to guarantee a win, that's it.
Yo, Bitcoin is up. Yo, dog, we 70 away from back in the day before the motherfucking COVID hit.
Damn, it's coming too. We coming back. We are the champions.
I'm nervous, man, because the last time it was up, it dropped like 80-something bucks. I'm wondering.
Well, the Fed released something today that Trump responded to, and it shot up. Actually, this was a couple days ago, and it shot up the entire, stock industry, whatever market.
Bruh.
Yeah. So I was reading about that today.
Yo, Bitcoin is at 10,000 a coin. That's crazy. It's getting back up. Champy.
Yo, we appreciate the YouTube fan kicking it with us, man. The Patreon fam, all the TBV fam. Please hit that thumbs up button
and the notification bell.
And if you haven't noticed that we are popping up, telling you that we're live, because we go live every day, it's probably because you haven't pressed that notification button. Hit that notification button so you see that pew, the boxing voice pop up, so you can kick it with us, burn some time, because let me tell you, a lot of us don't know that the boxing voice is on because of it. Just click that little bell. It got to have the little pling, little signs on it. Hit it. You'll thank us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Listen, man. Someone said fool's gold. As long as you could cash it out, let it be whatever you want it to be, bro. As long as when they stop converting,
and they hating.
But when they stop converting Bitcoin to cash, then you could call it fool's gold. Till then, champy champ. I'll take.
You're winning.
I'm winning. That's
the thing. Commodities are like. I mean, they're always good and bad. Like there's, it's like pork stocks. Like,
bro, I had a TBV economics class here with you guys. Shout out to Stonebone too. Like, it's a couple of things that
he said real estate is where it's at. Believe me, champ. I'm with you. I already own a house and I'm trying to get a house in Florida, but it's when the time is right, the time is right. Till then, you can still get some crypto.
Yo,
that's what's up.
Yo, who made so it was Joyce that said that he was open to a stay busy fight, but like who does he fight?
But why? He's in the UK, and so is Daniel Dubois. And not only that, with Eddie's latest tweet that what's it called? What's the word he used? Fortnite.
Well, no, it was
he
responded to it. It's 2 weeks. He responded to it. I think it was the Telegraph that had said that London was at 24 cases a day, which is pretty low, and they're saying that they could be at 0 cases within a fortnight, which I've come to understand is 2 weeks thanks to the internet. So, yeah, man, them London fights, bro, they're gonna happen.
Yeah, they're probably gonna happen a lot sooner, whether it's open crowd or studio. We all know that Eddie has a plan, guys. Like we know that.
It would be great if like they were to allow Americans to travel with work visas and then like come back and then be like isolate, like they got to stay isolated for like a week or something, 2 weeks, whatever, in their homes.
This guy's earned himself a conversation here. DSFG38. He's a huge DSG fan, and he said, "So I'm by myself on this one. Mike Tyson versus Will Smith. How old is Will Smith?
What?
I mean, if Mike wants an exhibition charity, this is right. Yo, Will, let me tell you how popular. Hold on a minute.
What did Will Smith do to you?
What do you mean? It's not me. It's this guy. He recommended.
What did he do to him? Because Mike, Will getting killed in that.
Hey, man.
I think he's going along the charity road.
Remember, Will played Ali, and he did a damn good job.
Bro, Will is not for a half a second stepping in there with Mike. Hell no. He's not doing it. He's not doing it, broski. No way. Mike Tyson's hungry. You ain't here? The gods have awakened him. Like, he's on another tip.
I mean, all you want to see is Mike getting wrapped out by Jazzy Jeff just so that he could get his head knocked into the 4th row. Like, come on, bro. Like,
Tyson wants a little bit. He wants to let loose a little bit.
Bro,
you know
Will Smith got 45 milli.
For what?
Followers,
IG?
man. Follow.
yeah.
And
Will.
yeah,
and
he's popular. I'm
And
not
his
saying he's not
content,
popular.
his content is. Do y'all follow him? He's
Yeah,
like,
I have seen a lot of stuff from him on YouTube. He's very entertaining.
somehow my man
TikTok is
shot.
TikTok.
Somehow
TikTok,
they let him.
yeah.
Did y'all see that? Somehow they let him on top of the George Washington Bridge. I don't even know how the freak he did that. Like Will
I didn't
Smith.
see that.
I do.
Well, you think it was CGI?
Nah, I mean, I used to work for the GW, so I'm pretty sure that everything was talked through the port.
Bro, who gets the right to shut down the bridge to do a video? No way, bro. That had to be CGI. Get out of here.
Hey, you'd be surprised. I mean, it depends what time it was shot.
The risk alone. Did you see the video? You know what I'm talking about? He's on the top of the bridge. He ain't on the bridge where the car's
Yeah,
at.
the tower, 666 feet.
Man,
Yo,
no
if Drake
way.
could get to the top of the Toronto's needle point for his video, no, I was playing. That was total CGI. You're just sitting on the top.
I don't know. I didn't even see that, but I don't know. I think that's far fetched, man. You know?
Bridge is shut down during a certain time at night until the morning.
Yeah,
so
that looked like a day shot. I would have to go back and watch it. It was something he did on Instagram a while ago.
I think I mean he's done some crazy stuff.
He's amazing. His content is crazy. I don't know why.
So when he jumped, you saw when he
So
jumped.
why you wanted him to get hurt?
He need
You
to
saw
put
when
that.
he bungee jumped.
Yo, he
bro.
need to sell his Instagram to Netflix. Nah, because he's producing high level videos on his IG. It's not just him grabbing his phone at all. That's not what's going on. But
Nah.
He was in Colombia. I mean, he's just dope.
yeah. Now Will is Will did a magnificent job too. You know.
And that's why I don't want him in there with Mike Tyson.
Exactly.
I mean, but he had the jab down pat in the Ali movie.
You think he go young Ali?
How tall is Will Smith? I mean, pull up his statistics.
Bro, you know
like
what?
6 feet.
Throw one of his punk kids in there because I don't like his. Well, at least the son. Willow's cool. I like her, but throw his kid in there.
Bro.
Icon living.
Yo, my man. Yo, I can't even believe you don't like him. He got balls.
I don't like him, man.
You know he got balls. And
It's
he
suspect to
produced
me.
his own beats. Ain't them his beats? Yo, that little
I
boy.
don't think they're all his. I know that the last single wasn't.
I know that little boy is ahead of his time, man. You see the apple don't fall far from the tree. That's crazy. The phrase is right there. Cause I never liked Will like a rapper. Like he was always, too old for me in terms of like the way he rapped. Like, you know what I mean?
Summertime.
I guess Ness just don't understand.
Yo, shooting some b-ball outside of the school nah, dog. Chill.
What?
Chill.
Oh man, Fresh Prince was dope.
He from Philly. Will.
So
he
he's
going there with that
6'2".
Philly
he's
show.
6'2". Shout out to CMB. He's 6'2".
Yo,
Yeah,
if Will gets in there, you're gonna see that Philly show cracked. Okay,
It's gonna
because
be
Tyson would
shell
just
shock.
Shell shock.
Yeah, man. Nah, Tyson. He got everybody going crazy, man.
Real quick, what I loved about that movie, one scene when they made the fake George Foreman hitting the punching bag, and he was just thudding him, bro. Like, the way they shot that and the way they edited the sound and the movement from the angle, like it looked like he was crushing that bag, just the way that George Foreman would be. That was the dope part.
I did watch Jaden. Somebody asked. I watched Jaden's Karate Kid, yo. I did.
Yeah, that was awful. That made me sad as a Karate Kid fan.
Not me. Miyagi was in it.
I didn't think that Jaden was that bad in there. To me, I just didn't think that the Miyagi character was like, I hated the take on him. Like, he's either an alcoholic or he's not. Like, let's go. Like, let's get it. It's a movie.
Yeah.
Yo, oh man, I'm dying over here. Any news and notes we need to get to?
Yeah, real quick, we did talk about the Jermall Charlo post and the fact that he's hinting towards the fact that he'll be coming back with these fanless fights.
Speaking about Jermall, let's talk about his video. We talking about high quality content. Wow. Bruh, why does he give off that Migos feel? Did you watch his video he dropped? 30,000 views last I checked on IG.
Yeah, I saw it. It definitely does give off some Migo vibes.
Was that the Migos? I don't listen to their music. It did sound Migo-ish.
I to be honest with you, I didn't recognize that track at all.
Really?
Yeah, it might be something that.
Let me really quick. Has anybody watched Jermall Charlo's Instagram story or his IGTV posts? Let me know who's the song. Sounds very Migo-ish.
Migos.
Yeah,
those are high quality videos though. Like he's got to be paying somebody to do those for sure and edit them because I mean, if he's not like, he's in the wrong business.
No, he is because
I know.
It said it there.
Oh, that's right, the production company thing's on the side. Yeah, you can see it on the. Yeah, it's a dope video. But I will say though,
he really needs to get this fake Jermall Charlo off of Instagram. Like if you start typing Jermall, the future of boxing with 2 G's comes out. It's crazy. He needs to handle that.
It's crazy. I the other day, I think Supermax sent something in the IG and I had clicked it and then I closed it and I tried to go back to it and I couldn't find it. I was like, wait, this is not Jermall Charlo, and that was exactly what I typed.
Ayo, so because I don't know, what kind of song this is, I'm gonna just show the video.
Yeah, I wouldn't play it.
Yeah, I'm gonna show the video because it's pretty.
Is Jermall or Jermall?
Jermall Charlo. So this is the video without the music, which sucks. Let me get at some at least, right? Damn, it's gone. You can't even hit the player. But it looks like it was a time capsule of the year. Am I wrong? Because that was Brooklyn right there. That's in a school, and I think that's when he went back to the Fourth Ward and heard an interview. Then you see the press conferences. You're going to see Hogan. He's training. Look, Showtime. So that was Hogan. He went to the game. He's showing you little pieces of, I feel like his life or year. That's Sylvia. That's really the Al Heyman right-hand woman. Look, I'm on Stephen A. Yo, I like the little Russian hat he had there, too. I seen him before with that. I never really said I liked it. I do.
Yeah,
y'all
boxing is back. It says boxing is back. New update coming soon. With this type of love, it's gonna be challenges to fight without family, fans, friends. But I'm down. Let's bring boxing back. And he's smiling, so. And then Bud is right there. I see you.
Left hooky. Yeah. I peeped that whole Bud is there. Let me see what was the replies. Future boxing. He threw up the this mean love if you're doing sign language. And gang. If you from the hood. And he put lions. I didn't know what to think about the Bud. I seen that. I'm being real. I seen that. And I'm like, it ain't Jermall, so I guess it's still all right, right?
Yeah.
Because I still want that Jermall fight. If we could get that, like what I mean by that is I don't want Bud and them playing too nice if that's gonna mean we can't get that Jermall fight. Because I wouldn't mind that Jermall fight at all. And I'm a dude that tells the truth. Like, look, that's some Floyd De La Hoya stuff. It's just that Jermall's not on the level of De La Hoya. You know what I mean? But it's the welterweight stepping up to 54.
Yeah, that T-Bud Jermall is so appealing.
Yeah, bro. I mean, maybe I'm being biased because I want an opponent for Bud desperately, and maybe Jermall is too big. Maybe he's too big, right? But I also really, really, really want that press conference. Before you reply, let me just go to the super chat from Donald in Richmond, California. He says, Migos sound like they dropped out in the 6th grade.
Migos sound like they dropped out in the 6th grade.
I'm not that big a fan of Migos either. I mean, don't get me wrong. They got a couple jams. They got some jams that I don't mind listening to, like, riding or at the beach or, playing ball or something. But like when I want to listen to music, like, nah, Migos ain't on my playlist.
DBX with the super chat says, salute to my fellow Patreons and the 3 amigos. Thank you.
Thank you. Yo, I just sent you guys something on the pre-pro.
Pre-pro.
Yo, real quick sidebar. Did y'all see where Jermall was doing those on the football field, and he was doing crosses? You know, he was punching with his left and his right, and he had those bands
on his legs.
Yeah. We used to use those in baseball, bro. But we would tie one to somebody in the back, and then you would take off running. Yo, those things are so dangerous. Like, we used to eat SHI blank all the time. Those things are really, really tough. Like, they're not like pull-up bands, like, you know, where they give you resistance. Like, these things are like, I can't even believe he was throwing one punch. Yeah, bro. I can't even believe he was able to throw punches like that. Like, they would, oh man, I'm telling you, like, you would just shoot like 6 feet when somebody took off.
Yo,
they were crazy. Yeah, hell yeah.
I had sent Jermall a message a few days ago, and I was like, yo, why you acting funny and shit, man? Gotta be begging you for an interview. He like, yo, chill, bro.
Yeah,
calm
he was cool,
down.
bro.
He's like, yo, calm down. I got you. I'm like, yo, they got yous is like 3 months from now. You know what I'm saying?
They busy cats though, honestly. They make real moves.
I hear you, but like, come on, you a celebrity. Don't they get that?
I hear you.
I think they do. I think they've been selective. You know, and sometimes I think that the experiences throughout their whole come up, you know, haven't been the prettiest, you know, and the most amicable with media. So I think that there's still little remnants. But I think that
I'm different. I put in the time and the miles to go see them in their gym, so I shouldn't be getting that type of treatment.
Absolutely, man.
I need that ASAP phone back.
We got us from the mud too, man. come holla at us.
But what else we got?
Well, we also have the last one, which we already did the last one, the Telegraph. Yeah, we had also put Fury. You know, would rather take the Wilder trilogy, but we talked about that this morning. Teofimo. Well, I wasn't there, but
yeah. But for those that didn't have time to call into this morning show, the rumor of Wilder demanding $10 million was not true, and regardless if it was true, Fury is saying he would not pay Wilder $2 million. He would rather fight him and batter him again.
Which, you know, listen, $2 million might sound like, wow, that's still pretty good. And you know, for most fighters, in fact the majority of fighters, it is. But we did some digging yesterday, and we found, not digging, one of our, my bad, before I get you know, the attention for this again, one of our callers brought it to our attention that Lennox Lewis was paid $4 million to step aside and allow Tyson to make his WBC defense. Actually, no, it was a unification fight with another fighter, and he was paid $4 million. So, you know, I'm not great at math, but 2 is, I think, half of that. So
yeah, it was like inflation, 1 million to 1,700,000.
Yeah,
from 96.
It would be the equivalency of Wilder today receiving like $8 million. Right? It was like a little over 8, or no, a little. I think it was
over. It was over 8.1
or
something like that.
Something like that. So, yeah, that's you know, you got to keep that in mind. You know, $2 million doesn't sound like what it sounded like to me on this case yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've changed my viewpoint as to what I think Wilder would deserve to step aside, but it's a moot point because it doesn't sound like Fury has any problems fighting the trilogy, which is a good thing to hear. You know, he has no issues fulfilling that obligation and you know, fighting Joshua whenever that time is right, but it's just not right now.
Fury cocky, sticking to the plan. I like it because, you know, my man's just going to recover. He's going to have his, you know, recovery in his bicep. There's still time to recover, I believe. I'm no doctor, but, I mean, what's this time span on the recovery for a torn bicep, you know, and surgery? So, I mean, he has the best doctors. I'm pretty sure of it. But but he's gonna have to train hard in order to be able to get ready for Fury. So that's the worry for me as far as him, coming back to the fight right away, is the recovery of that bicep. I don't know if Fury's trying to be smart and saying, you know what, I'm gonna catch him coming in off of surgery. I want him right away. I think that's the best time to get him. It's his chest, man. So who knows what's in his head? Fury's a great talker.
So real quick, just so you know, I Googled it, and it says even mild injuries can take at least 2 months to heal, but often 4 to 5 months for varying degrees of serious bicep injuries. With the surgery, you can add anywhere from a month to a month and a half before you're able to remove a splint or cast and begin immobilization. I don't know what that is, but
yeah, just start moving,
mobilizing. Okay, cool. Moving the fingers or moving your bicep and stuff. Right. Okay, at the joint. Yeah. So I've had bicep injury, actually bicep tendonitis, and I there's nothing you can do. Like, I'm serious. Like, I don't know of one thing that I could do when I had that tendonitis. I even tried just doing cardio, and I would do hit the heavy bag. Oh my God, my bicep would radiate in pain. And, that's not nearly as bad as a torn bicep. So I can't even imagine. Like, there's nothing you can do. You can't do anything with the torn bicep in terms of sports, I think.
It literally curls up. It curls up. Who was the guy that was in the gym with us, Ness, over there at the Amboy, Patterson gym? The short Puerto Rican kid, man.
Cintron?
Negron, yeah. Remember he had a bicep tear, the way he looked?
You talking about Cintron?
Cintron. He had a bicep tear, and he,
they look nasty, bro.
Yeah, when he showed me his bicep, I'm like, what?
Looks like somebody took a chunk out of it, kind of.
It like rolls up, it curls up like into the like
nasty.
shoulder.
It's nasty.
Thing is sick. So just going back, talking about all this, just to say that I don't know what Fury's plan is. I just hope that our champ heals up as quickly as possible. That he has the best therapists and doctors and all that stuff, so he could get training. I mean, there's plenty of stuff that he can still do. Mentally, especially too. A lot of guys forget that you could sit there and train your mind and just stay active. But he was never much of a runner. I think a lot of things for this camp got to change. You could run with a torn bicep. I think I don't.
That's
see any
true. That's true. You definitely can.
A light run. I'm not talking about sprinting and anything like that, but
yeah,
you can still be getting ready.
It's just like a crazy pain, though, man. Like, that bicep, it's such a weird spot to have pain. Like you could lift and you'll eventually get that burn, right? But that's just, I don't know, it's kind of like a bruise more than anything. But when you start getting pain like tendonitis or bicep tears, like, oh man, I've seen dudes like screaming from bicep tears, in YouTube videos and stuff.
But in the event, it will, that it doesn't happen. I mean, if it doesn't happen, no, it's going to happen. He said it. It came straight from the fighter. I can't even go the other way anymore.
I know, right?
If you want to go to Teo, that's cool too. I mean, I thought that was pretty tough.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, Teo came on, a live Instagram, and he had some words to say about, some of the guys that are out there, talking, and guys like that he mentioned was Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, Devin Haney, and he talked about Lomachenko. Basically saying that Lomachenko, if he wasn't going to be available and he wasn't going to make himself available to fight, that they reached out to Devin. They haven't gotten a call back yet.
Yeah, Eddie responded and said, yeah, they must have put an S on Hearns, mate. Let me pull up the IG, bro. Yo, Eddie is top notch, man. He's terrible, bro. He be on top of stuff. And then DAZN, they so intelligent, man. They right on. See, nobody don't get it. They gonna kill it. Look, they had almost 700,000 on Instagram, and they had like 870,000 on YouTube. Dude, they have done what no other boxing entity has been able to do in all the years that they've been there. Top Rank's been there for how long? Golden Boy, how long? Like, yo, they have social media killers on their team. I'm telling you. They fucking killers. But let me screen share this. Check out Eddie's response and look at how savvy DAZN was to put it right up in your face and share it with everybody. Because that's the thing. They don't care. You Top Rank, you PBC, we don't care. We posting you. So, Teofimo Lopez, you must have put an S on Hearn because no one has ever, all caps, reached out to me about a fight with Devin Haney. WBC and IBF unification. If you want it next, let's go! It's a hell of a fight. Eddie Hearn via his Twitter. And this is what I'm saying, man. They on top of things, man. Like, if someone did this for Bob, Top Rank would be blowing up because Bob dropped quotes all day. All day he dropping fire quotes, but they're not doing it. But yeah, man. I need that.
Yeah, that's crazy for him to for them to do it like this and to put his words out there. I absolutely agree. It's a good way of marketing. It's a good way of building. And this is definitely a fight. This is a fight for sure that I would love to see. I hope it happens accordingly. And by that, I mean, you know, obviously I'd rather have the Lomachenko, and obviously Teofimo ain't fighting Devin Haney before he fights Lomachenko. But I don't know. To me, these two names together just sound like, whoa, this could be fight of the year type of stuff.
Shit, I would see it. And why is it that it wouldn't happen with Lomachenko? Is it mandatory for him to face Lomachenko? He's Lomachenko's mandatory, right?
Who?
Teo?
No.
No,
Teo on that video that he did yesterday on his live, it don't sound like he fighting no Lomachenko.
I know he does sound like he's ready to pat, you know, and that's more what I was referring to is that, you know, it seems like any direction he goes is a direct like comment on him not getting Lomachenko and him basically putting all the blame on him. And, you know, he's come out and he's made a bunch of statements, you know, whether they were true or not. You know, he said that Lomachenko only doesn't want to fight in New York and Lomachenko doesn't want this or that. And, you know, we had Bob on and Bob cleared a lot of that stuff up for us. But, yeah, I think the fight would have happened by now. Honestly, I think it would have happened. You know, everybody seems sure about it. You know, Teofimo was the only one that kind of was still hesitant, and maybe he was, you know, aware of something that we weren't. But, you know, ultimately, I think it happens at some point.
Yo, DAZN still giving heavy shine to Ruiz on their social media, bro. They getting maximum traction, bro. I'm looking at their posts. They are not playing. They even got the mic up there. They taking. I'm telling you, look. Javonta said something on his live. They made a post about it with Lomachenko. It looks good, too, man. They got some really nice, talented people.
Bro, they posted that stuff with Ryan Garcia when he was talking crazy. Like, you know, they had to edit it out eventually, you know. So, yeah, they're not afraid. They don't shy away from the drama part of it all.
Bro, this is a post of two fighters that do not fight for them. But that's what we need. Which leads me into our next topic. Let me get up out of here before I screen share too much. Let me get into our next topic. I know we had some set stuff. This is some stuff that I asked our patrons, and this is a fantastic topic here. It's Carlito in the UK. He says, how much would it cost to consolidate all promotional companies? He says Lance Pugmire from LA Times and Lance and Pug. Isn't that? I thought it was Pug is Coppinger?
Lance Pugmire.
Yeah, that's one word. One name.
Yeah, so he messed it up. He meant to because I know Lance and Pug is Coppinger and Pug or something. Lance and Cop. Don't they got
they have
a
thing,
show.
Yeah.
They have a show that's called something like that. And I think that's what he was meant to say. He said they predicted it would be under $1 billion to get all the people under one umbrella. All the people, I mean, promoters, I'm assuming.
Like
'cause
PBC,
he put-
Not
Top Rank,
sanctioning
Golden
by
Boy.
Yeah, because he put promotional companies. So we're talking Eddie's Matchroom USA, Top Rank. Not Heyman Boxing. Heyman Boxing will blanket it that way, and Lou DeBella. All those people. Dimitri Salita.
It would, even though it would be one umbrella, it still needs like compartmentalization within that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but I think
Yes.
I think it doesn't. I think what you do in that situation is you give everybody a seat at the table. Yeah, Lou isn't the size of Top Rank, but he sits in that oval table.
No, he absolutely
And Salita
does.
sits there, and Bob and Eddie, and deals get done right there.
Here's the thing. That seems impossible based on egos. Look, the way that let's take basketball, for example, and really we could take football, MLB, NFL, NBA, whatever. You have a commissioner, right? And he's like the leader, right? He's at the head of the organization. But then you have, the company. Then you have individual general managers and team owners, right? And everybody has their ability. Everybody has their power. Now it's only maybe consolidated or what'd you say? Compartmental and a lot. Damn, I'm not even going to try to say that word. Jesus. I get way too high.
Compartmentalization.
Yeah, I get way too high. No, listen, it might, at the end of the day, it takes care of, people with egos, because everybody's got a seat at the table, like you said, because everybody represents a single team. In this situation where everybody in boxing were to come under one umbrella, I don't think there's enough jobs to have so many, what do they say is like too many Indians, not enough chiefs? I don't know. That might be racist today, but you know what that saying means, right? And that's what I think boxing would happen with boxing. Like right now, they all have their own individual, let's call them franchises, Top Rank, Golden Boy, PBC, stuff like that. So they all have their own jobs within that, and they'll have their own power. Now, to consolidate them all, these fighters are their own teams, and they have their managers, and they have their trainers, and they have all that. So then they fall under the blanket of a system that, is bound to protect and to fully realize their potential. But what happens to the guys like Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn? What happens to the matchmakers and the presidents and vice presidents of these companies that
why won't
own
you
all
need a
this power?
matchmaker?
Huh?
Why won't you need them?
No, you need them, but that's what I'm saying. They all have their own. There's not enough jobs when you consolidate it versus the 3 or 4 or 5 different companies. You know what I mean? They all have their amount of jobs.
You're so wrong. You're so wrong. Listen, if we hold on.
No, but consolidations it's a great idea because I think it brings more control to it.
I love it.
I see where the benefits of consolidating but the compartmentalization, it all comes to being able to having everyone with a seat at the table, but everybody still being happy. Because I mean, this is so much money on the table. Go ahead, Ness. Would you gonna jump back in?
This is just a little idea off the top, no thinking, but you just give everyone jobs. Everyone keeps doing what they're doing. We're just all working for the same goal, one company. You give them incentives to continue to work. So there is no ceiling for them, just like if they were still promoting for themselves. But now you brought Eddie in. He sits at the table. He flies every time you need him to sit at the table. But his job isn't USA. His job is the UK.
There has to be a board and a vote.
Yeah, no, but he is the board. He is the board. Eddie, Bob, Lou, Salita, Oscar, whoever represents Heyman Boxing, all those people sit there.
Board of promoters.
Board of promoters.
And then we got him there. And who's the head?
There is no head.
There has to be a vote.
There has to be a head.
Why? Why?
There always has to be or somebody that owns maybe more stock or more value.
No, listen, you get an assistant, right? So the assistant comes in with today's itinerary. All right, guys, we need to do a pay-per-view for Cinco de Mayo.
So how does the equity work? Does everybody have the same equity in the company?
I mean, whatever works. You whatever works. You if you think everyone having the same equity works, well then yeah. We want it to work, right? I think it's. I mean, look, I'm optimistic when it comes to boxing.
I am
so
too. I'm
a
literally
bad
trying to
person.
figure something out right now.
I'm a bad person to ask this because I'll find a way for it to work.
Yeah.
Like, I think you get someone in there and it's like, look, we need something for Cinco de Mayo, and Oscar's like, all right, I got Canelo, and then Bob is like, look, I got Gilberto Ramirez. Anybody got anything better? And Lou says, well, now Dervinchenko isn't moving up yet. If Canelo wants 160, we got Dervinchenko. All right, anybody got anything better? What about you, Salida? You got anything better for Canelo? Nah, man. All right, we got the main event.
But when Al goes, I got David Benavidez. I think that's a better fight. Well, no, it's not.
No,
it is.
No,
it's not.
Wait,
well, yeah, it is. Well,
wait,
now what do we do?
No, that's beautiful. Beautiful. I forgot him. Haven Boxing Representatives interjects. Now we got David Benavidez. I think that is a little more exciting. Gilberto Ramirez has been shelved for the last year and some change. Let's put it to a vote. Bob, who you want? I want Gilberto. Cool. Salida, who you think? For the company, David Benavidez is active. He's a WBC champion. Yeah, I think we make more money with David. Lou, what about you? Of course we make more money with David. What about you? And that's it, because it's the betterment of the company now. Get it? You got to get them there, though. You got to get them there.
Everybody gets their fair shake. I think that's how it works out. It's going to be actually it's going to be big fights, medium fights. I guess I want to get better work for, and then lower show fights.
No, not even. Think about it, bro. If we're all on the same team, the goal is always going to be to make the most money. So why won't, like, all right, so now we got a main event. Why would the undercard be any less than what that main event is?
But this is what I'm saying. Like, not every fight is going to be a money making fight. A big money making fight. There's going to be fights that are going to be your gatekeeper fights, not your marquee fights, your pay-per-view fights, but the fights that are just the ones that usually are the fighters that are coming up that are fighting the gatekeepers, or you know what I'm talking about.
And how do you split that revenue? Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah, that's where I'm at it with.
You don't make, everybody at the table is not going to make money off of that. So like what does Lou get some money off of Canelo David Benavidez? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Of course. Yeah. Of course.
No, but how much money is there to go around at
listen
the end of the day?
Listen to me. That was the whole reason to get everybody together. So Lou would absolutely make money, but now Lou also has your undercard fighters. He's got them all, and you mix and match. I mean, look.
So everybody gets a part of the card to fill up.
If everybody on the board has stock in the company, everybody's gonna push for a success, and no matter how.
And that's what I'm saying.
Here's the best thing that would happen, though.
But you also got to give them incentives. You got to give them incentives.
No, listen, and I would love it for to me, the biggest reason would be like the unionizing of boxers. Like, you see baseball's got a union, basketball, NFL, and they protect their players, and that's what boxing would need. And that's what they would get under a unified branch. I just don't know with commissions and with licensing how that would work. To be able to have a union of boxing and not have boxing be like united in every other front. You know what I mean? So it's like
national commission.
Exactly, like a national. Exactly,
Let me tell you
a national commission where it's like everybody follows the same set of rules and circumstances no matter what. It's not state by state regulated.
They would they would get boxing to fund itself if they ever got together. Obviously, Bob Arum has a contract, just like Eddie has a contract. And realistically, there's no way all those contracts will be up in time for everyone to leave, so to speak, for Eddie to stop dealing with Sky and or not be contracted to Sky, not be contracted to the Zone. Top Rank, same thing with ESPN. But if you could find a way out of those contracts, right? And we had a facilitator that could bring the idea to them they could strong arm boxing if they just stop. If Bob stops, and Eddie stops, and Al, and Lou, and Oscar, and then one representative seeks a network deal, they would get the big bag because it would be for everything. It would be what we want, everyone under one roof, and then they play with the network's money or whoever the investor would be. I mean, in this case, DAZN, I mean, you got to think, DAZN gave him $1 billion. Look, Lance and Coppinger are predicting that it would take $1 billion to put everyone under one roof. Well, they gave $1 billion to Matchroom. That's what they gave him. But anyway, let's open up these phone lines. Any final thoughts? Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I just, I would definitely love to see it one day. And it would definitely, I think, be the thing that were to take boxing back to that level and surpass any level that it's ever been on. That's the same thing would happen with the NBA merger. It would just be a beautiful thing.
It's just, it takes a tremendous amount of collaboration to get 50 states to all, agree upon one set of rules, man. I think it'd be one of the greatest feats in the sports, you know what I mean? To be able to get all that under one roof, commission, promotion, everything like that, almost being run almost governmental in a way, kind of checks and balances in there too. You want to throw in some checks and balances so nobody, gets more power than the other. But yeah, man, it would definitely, I think it would benefit the fighters big time. That's what I got to say, I guess, whatever I had left. 2
super chats from CYP. 1, Mario and his sports stories. And if Mario is the sports expert on TBV, prepare for a... Oh, wait. I guess I have to go into this one. It's longer?
Short run. You killing me, Smalls.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get DBX, the one before that?
Yes. Salute to my fellow patrons and the 3 amigos.
Yeah.
Just got another one from Jarrett Lloyd who says, do you know what a soup kitchen and Crawford's resume have in common? They're both full of bums. Crawford is the welterweight version of Triple G. Ugas, Brook, Garcia, and Porter have all called him out.
A soup kitchen.
Damn, bro.
Yo, that was a punchline for fucking Saturday's Raps battles.
Damn, bro. Yo, I did some community service in the soup kitchen. It took me right back to them big ass vats of bean soup.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
That was a disrespectful super chat, says Calito. So let's open up these phone lines, man. Get some callers in here. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. Voice your opinion right here. Voice of the People hotline.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
All right, let's go to Stone Bone Boxing, Colorado. Talk to me.
What up? Hope y'all can hear me. My son running around crazy in the background. But Danny versus Bud, man, that'd be a great fight, man. Like you said, they got some history from the amateurs. Danny's a great counterpuncher. Bud's a great boxer, so it's gonna be a great technical matchup. Danny's strong. He's knocking guys out. So Danny a dangerous fight for anybody just because the counterpuncher and the catch and shooting, all of that. I'll be looking forward to if we can see that. And if he can't get Earl, shit, he might as well take. Let's be honest. We don't know how much he gonna get if he fight Earl, but we would know that he gonna get 7-8 million fighting Bud. Like on paper, it's gonna say he getting 2.5 to fight Earl. So is Al gonna give him a 5 million back in? So it's like it get to the point where he might, if he can't get that Earl fight, that might be his next best choice. And if the problem, look, it would have to be like a communist government regime to run boxing like that. Al Heyman tried it, and look what, Lou DiBella a little bitter. a lot of these promoters that Al was dealing with was bitter because they were just being used as promoters instead of having way more control and power that they want. So I don't see all these men with all this power, Eddie getting $1 billion from the zone, really saying, "Oh, I got $1 billion offer. Let me go to the table of 5 and turn that $1 billion offer into like a $200 million offer." You know what I mean? Because we got to split it up. If it's revenue sharing like any other sport, if I bring a certain amount of money to the table, a certain amount of gets split up between the teams. So I don't know how many people are willing to do that. And how many do you think Oscar would be like, yeah, I'm gonna share the Canelo revenue. Yeah, 34 million. No, yeah, we're gonna share in that rep. No, they're not gonna do it. It's too many it is too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. It's too many people leading the way to fall back and just say, yeah, we're gonna take that on. And I don't know what that Dana White means. Eddie Hearn is like what the zone got bright ideas. We can't keep giving every idea the zone have and credit it to Eddie Hearn. He's struggling with his relationships over in the UK. So just like people in having struggling relationships in America, he having those same issues back home. So he ran away from his issues and came over here where he had a little bit of freedom to play with a lot of people. So we can't forget about what's going on with Sky and the zone them back in his hometown. So he got a lot of issues he got to work out too. If Reynoso them, what's wrong with being honest? Like the best thing he can do for Andy Ruiz is to be honest in public and not be saying stuff like trying to coddle him in public. No, be honest, because you don't want it to be like, oh, we heard this behind the scenes, and no, anything that he says, he's saying it publicly. So no, you don't have to worry about somebody else telling you that I might cut you or I don't feel like I'm gonna tell you in public. And that's how you got to deal with these grown men who's making millions of dollars. You make sure.
It was actually Abel that was trying to give Reynoso advice. But thanks for calling in. We going out to King, in New Jersey.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Good, was good. Yo, what's good?
What up,
what's good?
champ? What up?
Champ.
So listen, y'all going in the wrong direction with it. There's no way Mike Tyson and Will Smith should be in the ring. If anything, it should be Michael B. Jordan and Will Smith in the ring. Or you could put Usher in there because he played Sugar Ray. I don't know how credible he was. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to put actors in there. You got to put actors that's trained as fighters. You can't put no real fighter against them guys.
Michael B. too young for Will.
All right, so that's Usher then. You know what I'm saying? Like a 40-year-old and a 30-year-old. That's a scrap.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I think Will actually get him, in my opinion.
Yo, am I the only one that can't hear Usher's name without hearing "These are my confessions"? That's all I hear when I hear Usher.
Hey, yo. Danny Garcia and Danny Garcia and Crawford will be a great fight because I've been beating that drum for years. Danny Garcia is the best comparison of a quote unquote small 140-pounder that moved up to 147. So he's just as proven to me a notch below Porter. And you talk about the 4 welterweights, but Danny don't really need him, And Bud would like to fight now. He's singing a different tune, you know what I'm saying? Now he's singing his confessions, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Great show as always. Shout out to Gorilla Glue. I know that's your joint right there, so I got one in there for you. Y'all fellas be cool. I'm out.
Word, champ.
Doggy,
Essex.
I'm packing one right now. I stay stuck on the glueness. Yeah, it's the realness. Who we got? King Born, what up?
Champ.
We're going to do it like this, right? What about at 135, Teofimo versus Brown, right? And what about at 140, we got Rigaboo versus Devin Haney. You know what I mean? What about at 154, Keith Thurman versus Sean Porter? You know what I mean? What y'all think?
why you want Keith. Why you want Keith to move to 54? This is the second time you said Keith in the 54 fight.
Oh, another thing too, right? We talking about Danny Garcia, right? I got something better. Now, I'm going to start up a crew called the Boot Camp Crew in honor of Jermall Charlo. And I got my man down in Atlanta intrigued incredible. You know what I mean? What about Jermall Charlo versus Bud? Or Jermall Charlo versus Keith Thurman? You know what I mean? Let's get it going on. Let's see what can happen here. You know? Oh, and another thing too. What about Big Baby Miller versus either Dubois or F.A. Ajaba? You know, that would be a good fight. You know what I mean? And shout out to Charlo. It's going to happen in June. I think we're going to get some fights and everything. You know what I mean? But I still want to see that David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. And I don't think Loma is fighting Teofimo at all. I think the writing on the wall, that's why he's moving on to Devin Haney. You know what I mean? But like I said, there's going to be some good fights coming up, man. There's going to be some good fights coming up. And I got Danny Garcia. Who knows? He might just sleep Crawford. You know what I mean? You know Danny's the master of the time and punch. You know what I mean? But it's nice. Remember, he got dropped by Crab and Lobster. And we know Danny is harder than Crab and Lobster. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to be real interesting. Like I said, can't wait. And if Broner got his mind right, it's on. And Andy Ruiz, if he around Canelo, he nice, he going to get super nice. You know what I mean? He's going to get super nice.
He was trying to be the super matchmaker on that one.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, I'm big on Boots, but they ain't giving him that chance right now.
I try not to matchmake fights that's not realistic. Like, you know what I mean? Like he said Dubois, jog, but like they not gonna get Dubois off the Joyce pass right now. You know,
the whole point of him
even pay-per-view.
And ain't it Jogba out here in the States right now?
He sure is.
Yeah, that can't happen.
Let me go to Ringer. Josh, talk to me.
Salute, TVV. I'm gonna be like, do me. I don't sound right saying that, but hey, what's up with y'all, man? I'm gonna tell y'all, man, I didn't get to call in this morning, but that was a great interview y'all did with Brian. I really liked that, man. He opened up. He was saying some good stuff. You know, I want to get on Bud real quick because, to be honest with you, I'm starting to like Bud more, but I'm starting to dislike him at the same time. It's crazy because he's like the rest of these boxers. He just all cap. He's saying who he want to fight, or no, he just on the internet talking this and that. He ain't gonna fight nobody when this quarantine stuff over. He probably gonna fight like a 18th ranked welterweight. I don't know. I'm getting tired of him. Errol Spence, he need to stop drinking and driving. I mean, I'm tired of him too. You know, I'm tired of most of these boxers, man. I ain't gonna lie, Fury cheated, but this the only one I can look up to. Him and Wilder's the only ones willing to get down with each other and get dirty. You know what I'm saying? So this is crazy out here, man. I wish somebody would fight somebody in the welterweight division. I'm about tired of the welterweight division, to be honest with you. And it's because of Spence and Bud. For real, man. This is crazy, bro. Like, y'all, man, fight each other. I mean, well, I know I respect Bud for saying he don't want to fight Spence right now because he right. He ain't going to get no credit, win or lose, because he's just coming off the wreck. But, man, I'm saying, though, man, stop all that capping on the internet. I know this quarantine got everybody talking, but you know who's a real capper on the internet? Ryan Garcia. Oh, my gosh, shut up. Like, bro, like, he's getting that De La Hoya treatment. Man, for real, man, that dude has done nothing. I'm tired of him. That's the one I'm tired of. Him, Bud, Errol. I'm just tired of these fools, man. I want y'all fight somebody when we come back off quarantine, bro. Like, this is crazy, bro. Man, salute y'all, TBV. I'm out.
Yo, you know I still haven't taken this pound for pound CBD from Mikey yet, right?
Nah, I thought you been would have tried that.
Nah,
bro.
I told you I killed the gummies. I never did the liquid. What
lacking? You've been done with them gummies for like 3 months already.
Cause what do I put this in my water or just put it on my?
Look.
Drop it on your tongue.
Little proper dropper.
But won't that make you tired? This because it's CBD.
Nah, it's not going to give you that THC effect, but it will produce that relax, and maybe, you know, some of the pains you're feeling muscular will probably, you know, relax. But it's not going to create that OGG you got right there. Nah, it ain't.
Yeah, I got homeboys that use the drops before working out, and they take the gummies still, but they do it before sleep. And I even have some friends that'll do the cream right after a workout.
But what they do the cream? What do you mean?
The cream,
because I got the bomb. I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
with
the bomb. My bad. I meant to say the bomb. Yeah, the bomb. The bomb. They'll put it on like actual, like if they have back pains, joints. Yeah, exactly, on muscles.
Damn,
but
I should
they
put
use
this
the
on my
drops
knee.
before workouts.
Some people swear by it, man. It's crazy.
I should put it on my knee then.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Well, I should save it for a training camp though.
Yeah, you could test it out, see what it feels like. Cause I've been wanting to mess with that bomb too, because man, my sciatica, working out and stuff. So I've heard it's really good. I have a friend who's a power lifter that, bro, he puts up crazy weight, and he can't lift 100 pounds without that on his knees. He puts it on both.
Well, let's head on out to New York. Sony, what up?
Sony Digital. Chee. You there?
Just listening. Brandon, Cincinnati, talk to me.
What's going on? Can y'all hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm not, one to really appreciate a whole lot of Bud slander, but that soup kitchen joke was funny, man. Shout out to whoever said that. That was a good one. That was a good one. But hey Ness, I got a question. I know you be interviewing the whole boxing world. Have you ever reached out to Keyshawn Davis, Olympic hopeful?
Man, you slacking, Pimp. We already had him on the show.
Word.
Like 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
What the fuck was that? Damn. Oh shit.
I even did
Shout
an
out to
Ask
him.
Keyshawn Davis post.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that, man. Damn, I missed that. I was watching a bunch of his fights earlier today. Kid kind of nice. He can't get past that Cuban dude though, the little Erickson Lubin looking Cuban kid. They keep beating him. But shout out to him. As far as Bud and Danny, you know how I am, man. Whoever they put in front of Bud, I'm down with it. I mean, I know what the outcome's gonna be. Bud gonna thrash his man. Danny got a name, so I'm all for it at the end of the day. So. Daddy ready.
Yo,
to
but
step
all
up.
y'all Bud fans calling in, ain't none of y'all finding it strange that all of a sudden, like, he's like, oh, Danny's a good fighter and this and that.
But,
like, he even said in the interview, like, only reason I'm saying is I started saying something is when people start calling him a cherry picker. I don't think he a cherry picker. And I'm like, wait a minute, bro, you called him a cherry picker like online.
Man, I don't ever remember him disrespecting Danny. Only disrespect I remember is coming from Angel, calling Bud nappy head and all that shit. Being his usual disrespectful punk ass. Bud always said Danny was a good fighter. But I ain't never disrespected none of them cats, man. I mean, he want to fight them. Like I said, line it up. You got your red catches and your Granados out the way, your cherry pick tune-ups. Take a chance, man, and see if you can advance. You're not, but it's worth a try. Other than that, we spoke on the Tyson Fury stuff earlier. Ain't too much more to say about that. I mean, I don't even want to get into the Eddie Hearn taking over boxing. I like it.
Cut out a little bit.
Yeah, but other than that, yeah, Daddy signed the contract, brother. But that's my call, man. Y'all have a good.
Sounded like a waterfall.
A man's over there playing with a rain stick.
We going out to Getty, Harlem.
Yo, how y'all living?
Bless.
Good, brother.
Yes, sir. Bless.
That's for sure. Today was definitely a blessing on my side. Crawford and Danny, man, I'm excited about that. Definitely salute to both fighters. If they ever was to fight, I definitely hope that they walk out there safe. You understand? But again, man, Danny's style against Crawford's style, I favor with Crawford. However, I'm not doubting Danny's ability to counterpunch. Uh, I need him to get off his feet a little bit more to deal with Crawford. I think Crawford should definitely not. I think he'll take Danny serious for sure. You know, so but that's really it. And oh no, y'all spoke on Joyce. Yeah, I think it's okay for him to what's the name to move forward and stay busy. You know, if it's good for his health. If it's not, man, you know, hopefully he be good. But he's trying to make things happen, and I can respect that. Also, man, yo, Ness, I sent those terms out, man. You know, definitely look over those. Do me check that out, man.
All right, yeah. Ness got to show me the contract or the terms. He hasn't reached out yet.
Yeah, it's all love, man. You know, Saturday coming, man. You know, so
damn, let's make you in camp.
I mean, you know, I ain't gonna take you lightly. You feel what I'm saying? You said you used to spit on the block. You feel what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go back to 40s in the cipher on you, champ.
I mean, I'm just saying, man. You know, sign that contract.
Ooh, send that contract.
No doubt, man. Talk to your manager, man.
Yo, I was getting hype. Yo, he said that he's trying to run through all the hoes.
Man, it's sent, man. I sent it, and you know, right now I have Doomy looking it over with Mario and myself, and we'll get back to y'all. You know, get back to y'all. You know, we might not be ready for this week. You know that. You know, we might not. I mean, we A-sides over here. You know. But Trey in the Bay, what up?
What up?
How are you?
I'm alright. First things first, your boy Andy, man. I don't know. He got to prove it. Oh man, I had a whole bunch of shit to say about that. Then I started doing some other stuff. We'll see, man. And will he do the one hit wonder again? He'll be good for one fight, and then back off on his bullshit. Because I mean, you know, he came ready for the first AJ fight, and then the second fight he just, I don't know, trained himself. And then damn, Teofimo been sounding kind of funny about that Lomachenko fight. I want to say it was after the Comeback fight. He was sounding kind of weird then about fighting Loma. I'm gonna go rewatch that post press conference and see if it was that one, because I remember thinking he sounded kind of funny, and shit. If Loma is acting like that, is he scared? Is Loma worried? Shit, you know, is there something for Loma to really be worried about? Shit, I had a few other things. I ain't write it down, man. That's my call. Give my boomerang the stuff, bro.
All right.
I thought you froze for like a half a second.
No, I'm reading these terms. They funny. I might have to make greatness rematch casual on the rematch clause, man.
Oh snap! These are pretty. This is a pretty like long term sheet here. What's going on?
Dog, it's real in the field, champ.
Damn, I got the contract now. I'm like, damn, this
it just got real. It just got real, huh?
This is the life?
Is this the life? This the lights? Oh man.
Let me go out too.
Oh, it gets crazy. And you know what's funny, real quick though? My bad. You could go to Joe. I'll say it afterwards.
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the Know, presented by my brother.
Yo.
Joe, what up?
What up?
What it
do? Shout out. You know it ain't no show without Info Joe, man. How y'all doing today?
All good.
Good.
Oh, that's good. Hey, man, if the boxing guys could pull off what you said, Ness, pulling it all together, man, that would be epic, man. That would take all the BS out of the game. We get the fights, all the fights that we want. I think the least of our problems, I think Doomsday would be all other states trying to be on one accord as far as the rules and regulations. I think that would probably be the easiest, my opinion. But if they can pull that off, man, boxing would be like, boxing will have a possibility to surpass all the sports, my opinion, if it was to come together on one accord, man. Until that time, I don't know, man. What y'all think?
Ah, man, it's a dream. I think it's a dream that many of us have shared for a long time, and I think that it benefit the fighters, and everybody involved. It's just getting that amount of people with so many moving parts in each promotional company to come together and like agree. It's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a lot of working together.
But I can imagine that football and basketball started off like that. Boxing hasn't evolved where they got a commission, they got a board, and everybody's still making all their own bread for each city, the basketball teams I'm referencing, So I think somehow, some way, man, if they got a board together, man, I'm gonna speak it into existence, speak it, believe it, receive it, man, because that's what we need to bring boxing back to the forefront, man. I really don't watch no other sport no more, man. Boxing is the king to me, man. So I want to, shout out to the boxing guys.
Absolutely.
Man, hey, I'm looking. You said Teofimo called out Devin Haney. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love it. I like that better than I don't know, the Loma fight now. Hey, shout out to the boxing guys. They can put that together too. That's all I got, champs. Everybody have a blessed, no stress day. You're listening to the voice of the people. There is no equal. I'm looking forward to Saturday. Everybody that got bars, call in. Peace.
We know Joe got the bars.
Oh no, he got the old school flow.
Yo,
Fast tempo.
Who's chopping up on the desk right now?
I don't hear nothing.
I don't hear nothing either. Unless somebody's unmuted on Skype. That's why I try to write.
Two stunners talking about they don't hear nothing right now.
Bro.
Yo, I thought it was me because I did hear it right towards the end.
Someone was tapping like tap, 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 tap. Yo, so we might have a guest. See it right there?
What? Yeah, I heard it.
Askren?
It gotta be Doomy, I'm telling you. It's just his chair. Maybe the mic is loose. One of y'all two, but whatever.
The one that taps is Tiger. He's not here.
We might get Berto on too, man, but he's like dragging the feet. He was supposed to be on at 5:30 his time, which is 8:30 our time. And feet's dragging. And he's about to bite into Joseph Diaz time. Yeah, that's what they doing right now. I'm about to cancel both of them. Let me get to Jay in Colorado. What up? Jay in Colorado. What up? Just listening. CYP, what up?
Yo. You know what's funny? I was looking at and I was thinking, and I don't know who said it, I don't know if it was you, Mario, who said it, that if Wilder takes asks for money, they're gonna say, oh, he's scared of Fury. But then before they said he should take the money when Wilder didn't ask. It's funny because it's false. But I'm reading a whole lot of chats, a whole lot of Instagram posts talking about, oh, he's scared. Oh, he's scared of Fury. Oh, he better ask for step aside. Wasn't y'all just saying that he should before? It's like, see, that's the issue I have with the UK. Somebody asked me, why you hate the UK so much? I said, because they're delusional. They don't make any sense and they're hypocrites. They go back and forth. They hate one dude for taking drugs and Baby Miller, but then they love Dylan White and Tyson Fury. It's like they just want to win by any cost. And I want to tell Cruz DeZern, hope she listens to the show, that when America or any group is okay with you losing to a person on steroids, that means they fear you and think you are fucking amazing. Excuse my language. Anytime you get beat up by a person with steroids and they get praised, it's because they thought you was a giant in the first place. That's all I got to say. CYP out.
Yo, for the record, Tyson Fury said he wouldn't pay him step aside money because then that would give it was either Tyson Fury or the guy that was interviewing Tyson Fury. I think I still got the clip here. It's just very long. It's not very long, but it's a minute. Let me see. Ding 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 ding.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't recognize Ness saying that, and I definitely don't remember me saying that. But
Nah, but I think he's addressing like
everybody in general.
Yeah, in general.
Yeah. Because I definitely seen that chatter. He's not wrong. I just, I don't feel that way. I just didn't want him to take a fight in June or July. That was it. It wasn't about money or step aside or opponent. I don't care who he was going to fight. I didn't want him to fight in June or July. Now that the fight's likely for October, November, no reason to step aside,
Man, there is a reason. If that bicep isn't fully injured, healed.
Oh,
Very
wow.
well said,
It's
yeah.
2 minutes long. I knew it was long. It's 2 minutes long.
El qué?
The audio where either Fury or the person interview him is the one that says if he takes the step aside, or rather if Fury gives him the step aside, then Wilder has the door is open for Wilder to say, you ducked me, you paid me not to fight you. You know what I mean? That's what they said on that interview. But, I mean, I don't know if it's worth playing. It's 2 minutes long. We did that whole show this morning. Mr. 704, what it do?
704, champ.
Just listening. All right, going to Intrigue in Atlanta.
Hell no. He mad because I get the better fights. He mad because they still like me more. He mad because I got better numbers. He mad because he can't beat Keith Thurman. That's why he mad. Hell no. So once when I get on that stage and I come at you, better not duck me, son. You better not duck me, son. I'm telling you.
What up?
What up, champ?
Chilling.
Champ.
Man, yeah, I don't see Garcia getting Bud next. I see Tweety Bud fighting Brownie Brook next, man. That's the next fight for Tweety Bud. Garcia probably gonna end up fighting Earl because he ain't getting the Manny Pacquiao fight. I don't even think Pacquiao coming back this year. I think he's gonna be Spence versus Garcia, Tweety Bird versus Brownie Brook, and then you got Thurman probably taking a tune-up, and Porter. I don't know who Porter gonna face. I don't know. But yeah, that's all I got to say.
All right. Steve, Chicago.
Yeah, what's up? How you guys doing tonight?
All right.
Good, Steve. Thank you.
Yeah. Crawford with Garcia. So it was Crawford. He wasn't saying he was going to fight him. He just said he would match up with him stylistically, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what he was saying. But he was also giving him high praise. I'm not used to that.
To me, it's kind of sad that Crawford, it should be the other way around. Guys like Garcia and Spence and they should be calling him out. But, because of the situation, he's got to call them out. But it's kind of sad because in the other weight divisions, the top dog don't call out the guys underneath them. It's always the guys wanting that to get to him.
Yeah, but is that this division is fragmented? He's not the top dog. You got Pacquiao there, then you got Earl there, then Danny's his own little commodity, and then Crawford is everybody got a stake.
You never hear. I mean, but he's like this pound for pound king. You never hear Pacquiao calling out anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Pacquiao got a country behind him, man. Proven pay-per-view seller.
Yeah, I hear you. But yeah, I mean, and then that Dana, who gives a shit what Dana White's got to say? I know to a fan, that's like a fan's dream to have that. But man, Dana White, he should just shut the fuck up and stay with the UFC. Who cares what he's got to say about boxing? What the fuck does he know about boxing?
Yeah, I mean, I think he just tries to stay relevant.
Yeah, he did, and he's trying to piss some other guys off. He's pissing off Espinoza. He shit on him. That's what he's doing. He's just trying to throw salt into those other guys' But yeah, I'm gonna be behind Ruiz. You know, even though Ruiz let us down, I'm gonna be backing Ruiz. I think he's gonna be something to deal with. I know a lot of people might not like that, and you know he let us down with that AJ fight, but I'm still gonna stand behind Ruiz. I still think he's a threat. But I'm a little worried about with this stay busy fights. I hope we don't get a bunch of tune-up fights coming back, man. We need something a little more than that, or otherwise, you know, they're gonna lose their ratings. You know, no one's gonna be interested in a bunch of tune-up fights. I'm a little worried about that. But yeah, that's all I got.
All right, Steve, man, thanks for calling in. The Neutral Corner, talk to us.
Neutral Corner, what up, champ? You there? Or B Square? Okay.
Yo, which
Yo, I hear
one
that tapping now.
I know, man.
I was on mute though.
It's you, Doomy. You know it's you. What are you doing? Moving your leg?
Yeah, I'm not tapping my leg. I mean, right now, when you said that, I put my hand on the desk.
No, it's gotta be like a tapping. But you see, it's funny. You stopped and we don't hear it.
Look, watch, look. This is me putting my hand on the table.
No, not that. It's not that. It's not that. Something else.
It's like a pencil or a pen tapping, right?
Yeah, it sounds like something like a wire hitting the mic or something.
Yes, it's definitely the mic. Something with the mic.
You sure it's not nobody on Skype?
What Skype?
Oh, my bad.
There's nothing there. No, it's just us, bro. Talking about Skype. Let me check if Berto hit me back.
Berto coming on to the show. Let's see if he's got what it takes to come to Saturday and spit a flow.
Yo, so the terms is so I'm battling Sony, right? Damn.
We'll talk about this off air. Let's keep it going. Who we got?
Who you got?
Troy in Baltimore. Talk to me.
How y'all doing? I think it was Doomy that. Good. I think it was Doomy that said that to him, Andy, you know, is unique to boxing, but no, he's not. You can Google Tony Tubbs, Tim Witherspoon, and Buster Manis Jr. They're all pretty much shaped like him, and he's not short. He's 6'2". I keep hearing that short word with him. He's not short. Tyson is short, 5'10", and all that. Frazier was short, but he ain't short. So if you want to go check those out, you check out those three fighters. You can compare them to Andy with the hand speed and the power and all that. 2 out of 3 of them were champions, by the way. Tony Tubbs and Tim. Tim was a champion also, and they were both kind of heavy. Okay, so that's all I got.
I remember Tony Tubbs.
Yeah, I remember both him and Witherspoon. You know, the thing is, though, you're right. He is 6'2", and that's not short, especially for Mexicans. But that said,
this day and age,
saying he's short is relative because it's relative to the fact that
it's like inflation, right, Mary?
Exactly. Joshua, Tyson Fury, Wilder. I mean, they're much taller than 6'2". So, the smallest one out of all of them is I think 6'6", Joshua, right?
Damn, champ! I'm looking at Tony Tubbs. I had a whole picture of remember him, but he looks solid in this picture, or at least in the box rec picture. He don't look like Andy. I'd have to go back and watch some of his stuff. It's been so long, but yeah, he was
definitely a little thick around the midsection for sure. Oh, look at this one versus him and Tyson, bruh. He's looking definitely thicker. Yeah, bro. You can see him.
They got this soundbite on TikTok right now.
Mario, check that text.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
TJ, talk to us.
Say it
TJ
again.
just listening. TJ just listening.
It's Santos in Florida.
All right. Santos, Florida, talk to us.
Yo.
What up?
What up?
Fucking shit. You hear me or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
Loud and clear.
Oh, okay. All right, my bad. All right. My shit with Danny and Bud. This is the thing. I just wrote you on the Skype. This is the neutral corner, though. I don't know why the fuck my Skype wasn't working. Y'all couldn't hear me on the shit. But anyways, with Danny Garcia, I'm one of the, I guess, the naysayers. I don't buy the hype. I don't think he's all that shit, whatever the fuck y'all be saying. He shows he got a problem with speed. With Herrera, even with Khan. If Khan would have said, let me knock him out in 9th, 10th round, Khan could have did it. But his dumb ass wanted to try to knock him out early. Got caught with the no-look left hook. With Zab Judah, everybody was talking about, well, what round he going to knock Judah out? And in 10, 11, and 12 round, Judah was putting hands on him. Herrera, I don't think Herrera won the fight, but he damn sure did plenty good, and he looked smaller than Danny, way smaller in that fight. Lamont Peterson put plenty hands on him. I think Lamont won that fight. So the way I see it is, Terence Crawford mutts him out, picks him apart, and either stops him or just wins the unanimous decision. And so that's my take on that fight. And that's why I think Danny don't want that smoke. And I think Angel Garcia knows he don't want that smoke. I'm saying Angel was telling him Khan was picking him apart when he came to the corner. I'm saying so. That's my only shit with Andy. He know he fucked up, and it's gonna be up to him to know that he's got to not fuck up again. And I think he knows not to fuck up again, and I think he's gonna shock people when he comes back. A lot of times I say all he gotta do is come back, make an IG fucking post with him being on weight, and people are gonna be back on the train. You know what I'm saying that's what I feel. Just get on the fucking scale and show you ain't fucking around, and he'll be good. So that's my take, man. I'll holler at y'all boys, man. Peace.
Santos!
Santos came on hot.
I was getting punched. I was like,
Santo officially made sure the video is flagged with all those F-bombs.
I was like,
Oh, man. Yo, he came on hot. Yo, listen, amongst everything he said, though, that Amir Khan, Danny Garcia thing, that was facts.
Yo, man. Oh, man. 30 days. Let's see, could we make it 30 days, bro? Yeah, so honestly, I'm a little like done. I don't know about Cha. I don't even feel like waiting for JoJo.
Yeah. Did he call or text or?
Let me see. I hit him up too. He has not even seen my message yet.
What's today? Thursday?
Thursday. Yeah, it's a little. I need to put the AC in this, man.
It's getting a little warm in here.
Yeah, right. Is it warm for you too? Did
Nah,
the weather go
warm.
Up?
I'm about to take this hoodie off.
I'm about to check if the weather went up today or something. What is it right now?
It was a little nice today, bro.
No, yeah, I actually left the house.
Man, I was gonna go
I got
run
my
because
daughter, so I went out.
I haven't run in a long time. We're like in a month or two, or however long they've closed the gym downstairs. And I was gonna go try and run, but bro, 234 right now. I was like, man, let me just do some shadow boxing.
64.
Yeah, I did 6 rounds. Felt good, but I could tell I was like, man, I'm carrying this extra weight. You know, Izzy out there squatting cows and shit. Like, I can't be slacking on Izzy, man.
Bro, you better pull out that fight, bro. You ain't ready for Izzy, man.
Izzy,
if Izzy showed us anything, he showed us in his battle raps that he's a man that takes things serious.
He got skills. Yeah, man. Border Wars. Miss Border Wars, man. Yo, you realize that Border Wars is one of the reasons why I stay even halfway in shape. Like, Border Wars keeps us in shape.
Yeah, it does.
It's like sometimes I know a lot of the participants are probably. I mean, we have return participants too, but like I know a lot of them like the fact that it's a way of just staying in shape all year round. Can't wait for that thing to go back on. Border Wars, TBV appreciation, all that good stuff, man. I need my interaction with my people.
Yeah, man, we got to get over this COVID in order to be able to meet up. But I'm with you, man. Border Wars keeps me in shape because, you got the gym and you must because you're going to get in a fight, man. That's what I miss. I miss going to the boxing gym. It's crazy. It's crazy, bro. I used to be there a lot.
About to start doing TBV workouts with the crew and shit. Start posting little mitt videos. You know what I'm saying? I'll do little combinations with the mitts. You can pretend you hitting them. Give them a little cardio boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, Mitty said we need to do the knockout challenge with the Border Wars fighters. You ain't see it?
Nah.
What's that?
It's in the Border Wars chat. He posted it. White Collar Boxing did it.
Oh yeah, I'll look at it. I'll take a look at it.
But let me double check here. What's up with this? If not, Nest GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, nah, man, he still ain't here. Ain't got time.
All right, at Martin Mugia on Twitter, at Martin Mugia on Instagram. Join us in the morning.
Well, actually, let me go to Stonebone because Trey gave
Stonebone, my man.
And check. Looks like Cincinnati. Who's that? Is that Matt?
Shinobi.
Yeah, I'm Shinobi because we not out. Stonebone, Boomerang, on courtesy of Trey.
What up? Yeah, man, my bad. I thought he was responding to Abel, but Abel, he gonna have something good to say about Andy. He ain't got nothing good to say about Golovkin right now, so I doubt he would have anything good to say about about Andy. Andy know what he. Just think about this: how many trainers has fighters that multiple fighters could be getting like high $1 million paydays? Like he got Canelo doing 30 and Andy 5, 7. We don't know what it's gonna be. There's not many trainers in that position, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure it ain't the same level, or you don't give the same percentage once you get to making millions like that. But still, it's a huge payday, and if he get Andy in shape and have him looking good, he gonna get a lot of praise. You know what I mean? And if he do good for a short period of time and then he burn out, nobody's gonna blame Reynoso. They're just gonna be like, well, that's Andy. You know, he get motivated for a short period of time and then he kind of tail off. So if he can get 2 good fights out of Andy, get him 2 big paydays, I'll consider that a success. And then Andy will go run and find another coach. Not unless it's really working for him and he decides to, finally stick it out with a coach. And all of that, this training and stuff, man, that's over with. And I think when you hear him say that, that just basically meant I slacked off in training camp. When he said he wasn't training himself, those coaches was there. He just was doing what he wanted to do. And like Rob Brandt said, with some coaches, it's easy to slack off. There ain't nobody watching you half the time. Half the time, he just telling you what to do. But when people paying attention, like maybe the Reynoso camp, maybe we'll get something good out of Andy. And if we could get all these people to come together to make the fights, that would be great. But look how long we had PBC and Earl was begging for the key fight. Leo or Gary Russell begging for the Leo fights. There's been a lot of fights that PBC could have gave us that just fell by the wayside. Look at what happened now with Charlo and Hearn. There's a lot of things. They got control over that, and we still ain't got that. So it's hard for me to believe that if you give people with power more power, that they're going to do what you want them to do. You know what I mean? It's just, I've never seen it in any other field, so I definitely don't believe I'll see it. Not unless they do a complete takeover like NFL and have one union or something like that to where all of the players fall under the same thing, which would be hard to do with all of these contracts. It's not just the contracts that the promoters got. What about the management? What about the fighters? Kenny Porter said Sean Porter got a Fox fight deal and a Fox commentating deal. So what about that type of stuff? So it's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of money that I don't see one pot being able to take it. And I'm going to catch y'all, what's that? Yeah, in the morning. But
all right.
Good call, man. Great call.
Knowledge.
Yeah, bro.
Jonathan Sims, what up?
What up, TBV?
What it do?
I'm gonna start with, man, thanks for having me. I'm gonna start with that Andy thing. first with Abel, wasn't he the same dude that said blacks don't sell? So, I mean, I just think contractually, Andy's going to have to oblige to what's in the addendum. And I disagree with the whole somebody watching a fighter. Like, to me, either you want it or you don't. You're a grown-ass man making millions of dollars. Either you're going to be motivated and fight and do what you got to do, or you not. So I think Eddy Reynoso is going to play a little mind games with him, because I think with Andy, it's more of a mental thing than a physical thing. So that's going to be interesting to see. I do think it's some money in Andy. You know, Dylan, Wilder, maybe even Ortiz fights that you can make a little bit of money. So that's going to be interesting to see, for real, for real. I do think it's a great marriage that can yield some high dividends. As far as Danny goes, for me, I just think if I was him, I would be thinking the same thing. I would rather fight Earl. It's a bigger fight. It's more of a legacy fight. And for far as Bud, yes, with Danny being flat-footed, you know, Bud presents a problem with him being able to get on his toes and move. But the pay-per-view wise, which is going to be a big thing because there's so many mitigating factors like no gate and stuff like that, that are they really going to sell? Like, are they going to sell with Bud and Danny? Like, how well does that do just for a WBO belt versus 2 straps on the line and it's in-house? So that's why I think I would be more focused on Earl than Bud. It's just Bud don't bring enough to the table. It's really just a legacy fight, just that. Like, 2 140 pounders going at it at 147. So I don't know, man. I would be more focused on Earl. He seems a little bit more vulnerable. Floyd said it. You want to get a fighter when he's coming off his biggest fight, because that's when he's the most vulnerable. So I would be more focused on Earl, in my opinion. And I think that these fighters are going to have to take pay cuts. That's just the reality of it. I think the good thing about COVID-19 is they're not going to be able to demand as much as they have previously because of what the market is driving for, which may cause cross promotions and things like that. But the last caller a couple weeks ago said the fighters ain't going to have to take pay cuts because they're not doing that in other sports, when actually that's not true. Baseball is in litigation with the Players Association because they don't want to take pay cuts, but they may have to. The NBA players are upset because they may have to take a 25% cut or split the revenue like 50-50 and things like that. So they actually will have to take pay cuts. And I think the fans may win at the end due to the COVID because they're going to have to take pay cuts. And if you want to fight, if you want to make money, you got to get in the ring. And lastly, the weather has gone up. I know here in North Carolina, we was like at 80. My typical routine is 3.5 to 4 miles, and then I try to do 1,000 calories jump rope. And it was kind of tough to get through because of the weather, man. So I think it is kind of picking up. It ain't just up there in New York. Down here in the South, it's kind of getting a little hot and humid as well. But that's pretty much sums up my call, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, champ.
That was a good point. You know, I didn't look at it like that, you know, Garcia, Crawford being a battle of the X140 guys, but I still think if he can't get Earl, you know, obviously, you know, that's definitely the fight we want to see. I think Garcia is definitely a good fight still. I do, you know, as long as it doesn't take the focus off of Earl, obviously, you know, afterwards, but it's a good fight.
Idris, talk to us.
Idris.
Yo, what's good, man?
What up?
What's the topic, man? I've been listening in and out. I just had to do a few things. What's the last guy talking about?
He was talking about Garcia and Crawford. That was one of the main topics today. We were also discussing Fury, saying that he wouldn't even give Wilder $2 million. He would rather just beat him again. We also have Dana White saying Eddie Hearn's the future. Go ahead.
Let me pick the Wilder thing, man. I don't think Wilder will take any step aside ever. I just don't think. I think he's got a lot of pride. Like, you know what I mean? I think if he loses again, he loses again. But I just can't see him taking step aside money. Even that rumored 10 million. My first thought was, listen, Wilder has more pride than he needs money. You you know. So I just can't see that happening. But other than that, I'm just listening to the shows, man. I just wanted to give a little bit of props to you guys here. The interviews you've been doing since the coronavirus has just been keeping me active for the last. I know I haven't called in enough to tell you this, but I just listen to every show. I don't even cool. I've become, Ness, you know me. I used to talk so much. All I used to do is talk. But the interview is so good. All I do is just listen now. I've become the opposite. So just keep doing your thing.
Appreciate
and that's it, man.
brother.
Oh, yeah. What's the freestyle thing tomorrow, innit?
Saturday.
Is that tomorrow? 9 a.m.
No.
Is it Saturday? No, that's Saturday, not tomorrow. Yeah.
Day
so
after
do you know I'm the opening act, innit?
Yep.
All right. Be ready, man.
We ready.
I'm ready.
Keep doing your thing, man. That's
all right.
Thanks for the big time praise too.
We went to Sony before, right?
Definitely went to Sony.
Real quick, super chat. Ohio runs boxing. Was good, y'all. Quadruple boxing glove.
Emoji. Yeah,
Nice.
man. Well, that's GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Catch us on the next one tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Peace.
At Mario Mugi on Twitter, at Mario Mugi on Instagram. See you in the morning. Peace.
Catch me on Twitter, Alex Linus TBB. On Instagram, Alex _ Doomsday _ LAINEZ. Same thing on TikTok, Alex _ Doomsday _ LAINEZ. Make sure you check us out in the mañana. Cup of coffee, cup of tea, whatever you fancy. I'ma drop the bars when you see me. Sony trying to get at me. Chill, champ.
Peace.
Y'all be funny with the freestyle, and I'm out.